sir, will buy you at a price agreeable to you. That's their guarantee. Guarantee your home self with Reynolds and Power Team now. 844-344-SOLD. That's 844-344-SOLD. Or visit DebbieHasTheBuyers.com. That's DebbieHasTheBuyers.com.
This report is sponsored by Regency Furniture, affordable never-upsell room.
Shop Regency Furniture's Winter Super Sale and save 50% off all furniture, plus an extra 20% off costumes. Delivery before Regency pays your sales tax. We have financing on that credit card, so you can upgrade now. Regency Furniture's Winter Super.
Yeah, this ice ramp, you alright?
WMAL traffic and weather. Jamie Whitman at the Target Cleaning Traffic Center.
Early delays on 295 southbound. The crash is just before the 11th Street.
Slam the gas, spin in a circle.
That's back near Benning Road. The struggle is still on the Suitland Parkway.
Yeah, we don't need one.
Continues inbound Suitland Parkway right at DC 295. Delays almost back to Branch Avenue there. 270 is just the volume as you approach and pass 109. Beyond still in good shape. 270 spur. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast. Heading into the afternoon to make some sun and clouds and high temperatures for the first time since Sunday. Actually get above the 32-degree mark in most locations. Still going to be cold though in the mid-30s this afternoon, and then temperatures fall out of the 30s into the 20s and upper teens for overnight lows. Tomorrow, highs between 34 and 40. We're dry for the weekend and finally a little warmer by Sunday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Lambert.
Not warm now. 5 degrees in Leesburg. It's 8 in Waldorf. 15 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews on News Talk 105.9 WMAL. 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
607 O'Connor and Company. Thanks for tuning in. Here is Larry O'Connor and Message. What's the Spanish pronunciation for schmuck?
There is none. I don't think there is. My poor mother can't pronounce the SH sound.
SCH. That's not that. Yeah, that's not a. Is the C coming up at 6:35? Curtis Howe, Newsbusters. About those layoffs ending at CNN. Damn shame. 7:05. Tom Fitt and Judicial Watch. 7:35. Joe Theismann. Redskins great about the burgundy and gold on the verge of the Super Bowl. 8:05. Jenny Terre on the border, and at 8:35. Ducey of Fox News Channel. They made tangling a whole new White House press secretary. It's Larry O'Connor of Mercedes. Hey, Mercedes, speaking of the border, border states now, aren't we? Florida. Declare here that this is a different immigration activity. And I saw some posts the other day, you know, that CBS, NBC, CNN, when you ask the American people who favor immigrants who are in the country illegally, it's around 55, 57, 58% in favor of that. And of course, it's probably another 5 to 10 points higher than that. People want the law enforced. It doesn't mean that they don't have a heart, and it doesn't mean that they don't want immigrants in this country. It doesn't mean they're xenophobic. It doesn't mean they're racist. It means they want the law followed, because that's why you have the system. Because you're the child of immigrants, and you came here through the legal means that this country offers. And we're a generous country for some people, but we've been taken advantage of. We've been taken advantage of by the one dominant political party in this country, too. So clearly President Trump said, put me in office and we're going to enforce the laws, and that means beginning the deportation of people who have broken our laws, and that has begun already. 300 criminal illegal aliens have been set for deportation in just the first 24 hours under borders are a tough moment, and that's just the beginning. First of all, how do you think this goes over in terms of the political ramifications?
See, it's interesting because, of course, you see the liberal leftist media kind of saying, oh, these people, they're all fearing for their lives. It's the same kind of language that they're using for these federal employees as well. But the reality is that the focus is on criminals, on deporting murderers, rapists, etc. You know, where the focus is in criminal illegal aliens. It's the vendetta agua. It's the getting rid of these individuals that have created fear and chaos in these communities,
Yeah.
especially in these Latin communities.
And
So,
And you'll see people on the news real fast, and you'll see it's like, oh, but they're when they go into the house to get the murderer or the rapist or gang member, then there's innocent people and they're getting round up. And I said, the reason why is because of those sanctuary city policies that don't hold the murderer or the rapist or the shoplifter in the jail where they belong. They release.
we can't be harboring criminals. I'm so sorry, right? We shouldn't be doing that. And so I think, this Trump declaring an emergency at the U.S.-Mexico border, and also his focus on designating certain international cartels and organizations such as Nicaragua and MS-13 as foreign terrorist organizations. And, I think it's a smart step. We've got to get a handle on the criminals. And I think that it is horrific when you watch these mayors, these liberal mayors, or these governors basically saying how they're going to push back on President Trump's deportation plans and not really trying to capture these criminals. So that is the focus that they're doing, and I think we need to get a handle on what is happening in terms of the illegal immigration process, because what's happened now is, and I've talked to like a Uber driver who's explained to me that his wife came in through the border illegal, like he just admitted, and it's just like, this is what those people are doing. They are not following the law. Instead, they're taking advantage of all the loopholes and, in certain cases, using drug cartels to bring their families across the border, putting families in danger.
I used to say, and I still maintain this, by the way, I'm not necessarily angry and resentful of the people who cross our border illegally. I'm angry and resentful at the government that encourages it to happen. If I'm living on the Mexican border in Squawmar, and I know, and I've been told by the American government that if I cross that border illegally, there will be no ramifications, there will be no repercussions, I won't be arrested. And, oh, by the way, once I get there and I cross the border illegally, I'm going to get this much money, I'm going to get this kind of housing, and my children will live in a safe neighborhood and get an education. I'd be a terrible father if I didn't take advantage of that. Honestly, it's the government's fault. The government has been selling these people this bill of goods, but once they're here, though, they have to understand you're still here illegally, and if we elect somebody who's going to kick you out, I'm sorry, that's on you. You have to live under this threat that you might be deported, and now the deportations begin. And I'm sorry, that's
President Trump, he reinstated Remain in Mexico policy. We're talking about this. Ending a program that released asylum seekers in the U.S. while their cases were considered. Now, so think about this. These individuals were literally using this app, okay? Like an app, like the Amazon app.
they made it so convenient and efficient.
Right. It's the CBP app, which now has been canceled, right? And they fixed the program, so it was so easy just to kind of and say, hey, it's a concern with you guys to look in.
So if I may, they're living in abject poverty and squalor, but they have an iPhone and a motivation app. Says specifically whether you're in this country and not under the jurisdiction of another entity, but by definition, these are people who are under the jurisdiction of another entity, of another government, because they are citizens and subjects of another government. So Listen, it's an important constitutional argument that certainly needs to be made and defined and solidified at the Supreme Court level, instead of just assumed by unelected bureaucrats that this is how we're supposed to interpret the 14th Amendment. It was never written, drafted, and voted upon thinking that it would be precise citizenship. The entire 14th Amendment and that language had to do with the enslaved Africans who were here post-Civil War. Okay, coming up, we're going to give you... I'm not going to listen to people. No, I'm going to listen to Mark Levin, and so there he is. That's what you need to do. All right, coming up in a moment, we're going to give you some of the details about how many have been deported, how many could be not going to get involved with border security. We'll get to those details in a moment. First, though, it's 6:15 WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the flies with Jamie Reed.
Hey, Ray.
Completely up to speed. Maryland just a little bit slow, starting to form outer loop into Silver Spring. No surprise there. Huge
Clear.
delays through
Show one on short about half an hour.
Parkway jam back at Branch Avenue. This goes to the exit for DC 295 right near Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. Crash activity, only one lane gets by. We're also jammed with a separate crash on DC 295 southbound at the inbound 11th Street Bridge, but a tow truck is there. So being optimistic that they can get this cleared shortly. Delays are back near Burroughs Avenue, so that's a big lineup for our DC 295 commuters. Now from stormhere.com, we'll give you the AL Storm 174 forecast.
Continues with the Siberian
Should be going up on it in the Fed.
inches of snow. Highs are going to go up to 35 to 37 degrees tonight. Should be a welcome change tonight.
Right on the money. Clear. Bus stop. Bus stop. Right side ramp. Coming in beside you now. Clear.
the show.
I don't think that's the way you get your reward.
Shane,
I know just where they are. They're right over there at the corner there. They sit there waiting for a job after the Home Depot. Round them up. The number, by the way, is 866-DHS-2-ICE. 866-DHS-2.
Wait, I'm calling right now. Larry O'Connor.
Yeah. Anna Navarro.
Pick him up.
Anna Navarro and her abuela. It's 623.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs are completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. Licensed in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. NHIC 140530. Crushed weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
Everyone's talking about the breakthrough weight loss drugs. Tooth can access or avoid that. Hers is changing that. At forhers.com/radio, you can access doctor-trusted weight loss treatments. GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy, or medications at a fraction of the price. That's right. You'll save up to 91% per month on compounded semaglutide based on pricing programs. The same active ingredient as the main brand drug at 91% less. There's no hidden fees and no membership fees. Just one low, transparent price. And the process is 100% online. Get prescribed. Your personalized plan ships free directly to your door. Get started at forhers.com/radio to access affordable doctor-trusted weight loss plans that put you first. That's forhers.com/radio. FORHERS.com/radio.
625 out of WMAL traffic and weather every 2 minutes on the fives with Jamie Whitman with the Decoming Clean Traffic Center.
All right, Loudoun County, we need to start there because traffic is stopped on eastbound Route 7 due to the crash right at Hillsborough Road. Police at the scene say they're just trying to sort things out here and get some tow trucks in, so nobody's moving. Again, eastbound 7, trying to get up to Hillsborough Road. Heading through the district, feels like we're not moving. Crash continues. DC 295 southbound out the 11th Street Bridge. Delays are out of Chevrolet now, right as you merge off.
Shoulder, one on the shoulder, past the ramp.
And crash cleanup continues on the Suitland Parkway inbound at 295. Those delays are back to Branch Avenue. Now for Garage Door Repair.com, the WMAL Storewatch 7 forecast. It's like a frigid morning with temperatures in the single digits and teens will remain under a cold alert through 10 a.m. Now this afternoon, we're looking some of those temperatures finally and freezing. Just barely forecasting highs between 32 and 37. Even though it was 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, we're still going to be below average. 45 degrees. We'll see temperatures get back into the 40s starting Sunday. And trending dry, no rain or snow chances in the extended forecast. I'm some news meteorologist.
Right now it is 16 degrees at 627.
This report is sponsored by Robert Half. Robert Half research indicates 9 out of 10 hiring managers are having difficulty hiring. Robert Half is here to help. Their recruiting professionals use proprietary AI to connect businesses with highly skilled talent. At Robert Half, make no doubt. Visit roberthalf.com today.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates? It seems impossible to find them. We help you some.
Clear.
for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. It's about time that they were recognized.
Family caregivers spend thousands to keep their older loved ones at home, making it harder to pay their bills. Working families can't afford to wait. Congress, support the caregiver tax credit. Learn more at aarp.org.
Find out how much your property will rent for. For your free rental analysis, call 571-517-1525. That's 571-517-1525. Or visit rw.com. That's rwdcnova.com.
Leslie is a truck driver. A truck driver with IRS troubles. They told me I had to go right now. It got really bad. Yeah, they don't play around.
seriously thought I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
I figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
They were great people. EMTs were people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. I had to find a loan. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with your IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody.
For a free consultation, call 800-908-1755. 800-908-1755. 800-908-1755. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Americans love using their credit cards. The most secure and hassle-free way to pay. The DC politicians want to change that.
Ramps clear.
Credit card bill. This bill lets corporate entities pay how your credit card is processed, allowing them to use untested payment networks that jeopardize your data security and rewards. Corporate megastores will make more money, and you will pay the
Good
price.
morning, everybody. Headed to Great Falls, Virginia. I can see the chat, but I can't read the chat.
It's citrus season at
So enjoy the ride.
And Decadent citrus for $3.49 per pound.
About an hour and a half when we get there.
Brighten your winter days with a vibrant tangy tree. While supplies last, shop in-store, online, terms apply. This report is sponsored by Regency Furniture. Affordable never looks so good.
Shop Regency Furniture's Winter Super Sale and save 50% off all furniture, plus an extra 20% off. Plus, choose free delivery or Regency pays your sales tax. We have financing for all credit types, so you can upgrade now. Regency Furniture's Winter Super Sale happening now.
Vince here. Do low standards and woke indoctrination have you frustrated with Virginia government schools? Learn how you can fight back. Join me at the annual End Reform Virginia School Choice Week event, February 1st from 12 to 2 p.m. in Arlington. Visit schoolchoiceva.com for event details. WMAL traffic and weather, Jamie with the need for Virginia Traffic Center.
Loudoun County crash closes eastbound Route 7 at Hillsborough Road. You can exit off on Route 7 and take East Loudoun Street to Main Street. It's a workaround, but traffic is moving through there. DC 295, major delays trying to get to the inbound 11th Street Bridge with crash cleanup delays coming out of Chevrolet. Crash inbound Suitland Parkway should come up to 295, and that's been cleared. We had delays that began just after Branch Avenue. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwide 7 forecast. This afternoon, your mix of sun and clouds. Temperatures finally get above freezing, but just barely. Forecasting highs between 32 and 37. Even though it will be about 10 degrees warmer, quote unquote, than yesterday, we're still going to be below our seasonal average of 45 degrees. We see temperatures get back into the 40s starting Sunday, and trending dry. No rain or snow chances in the extended forecast. I'm 7 News meteorologist Ivy Quinn.
Right now it is 7 in Dale City. It is 5 in Frederick, 15 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now, 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
It's 6:37. It's O'Connor and Company here on this Thursday morning in your nation's capital under new management. Thank you very much. Coming up later in this program at 7:05, Condition Watch. 7:35, Redskins great Joe Theismann. 8:05, Jenny Terror of the New York Post, and then 8:35, Peter Ducey of Fox News Channel. That's a lineup. Can't get any better, but it just did, because we've got Mercedes Schlapp all morning long. Good morning, Mercy. Oh, and it got better again, because we're joined by managing editor of Newsbusters, our buddy
Right side.
Curtis. Before I turn to you, I just want you to take a quick listen to Jim Acosta yesterday on CNN.
Clear one.
This is not Fox, Congressman. You just spit its nail and pulled the wool over people's eyes now. This is CNN. This is the news. You're asking me why I tell the truth.
Clear.
That's why little people are watching the Cartoon Network SpongeBob reruns right now, Jim.
Oh, you gotta love it. Curtis, with that, Jim Acosta, well, is he going to make the cut? Because CNN, you know, this is not Fox News, this is CNN. We just talk about news. They're about to issue a lot of pink slips today, aren't they?
Yeah, hundreds of paint slips, gang. This is pretty stunning stuff. I mean, it sounds like a lot of it's going to be getting rid of the staff of a lot of these shows. Like, oh my gosh, some of these pampered anchors guys might have to write their own script.
No, sir.
They might have to book their own death. You know, like, my goodness, these people may actually
Right beside you.
do some work. They can't just have it all done for them.
Sounds like, other than the booking your own guest thing, which
Right side.
does every the greatest producer ever, but she does the work of 8 people on this show if you compare it to television. And it's like you're going to be doing radio curtains. God forbid.
Oh no, we can't have that. We can't have that for some of these folks that make millions and millions and millions. No, and what's interesting with Jim Acosta is it was reported last week by their former colleague, and
I think one of the things that we've seen also with CNN is they've been facing these defamation lawsuits as well. We know CNN had to pay out at least $5 million to one of these veterans that was associated with taking people out of Afghanistan following President Biden's botched withdrawal from that country of the U.S. troops. So they've had their legal issues as well that they're dealing with. In addition to what came out of that discovery process was a $400 million revenue loss in the last 4 years. Is CNN even fixable at this point?
Ram's clear.
no, Warner Brothers Discovery, you have to be looking at CNN financials and thinking, like, just from a business standpoint, like, what are we doing?
A mile and a half, 2 miles. Speed brake check.
Jim Acosta, they're going to try and, I think, they're not going to lay him off because that way he can't, like, lionize himself a la, like, Spider-Man 2 there when he's passed back, like, hacking through the cross, like the end of the movie. But that's what he wants. He wants to be a martyr. So this is what the whole move to make him go to midnight, 2 a.m. thing is about. I think that's what that is. Instead of just lay him off, they're going to try to force him to quit. They're trying to break his will. They're trying to break him. And we'll see what happens there. Because his bullying campaign isn't going to work. He was all that. You know what happened yesterday? He got absolutely rolled. This little pompous thing last week with the pink poster from the Women's March, talking about how great it was that Joe Biden talked about we're not the enemy people, we are democracy. He went full Emperor Palpatine, like, by hand, aesthetic, like, it's so ridiculous. And my colleague, Monacara, was the CNN defamation trial, and he was just absolutely stunned about how much CNN got rolled, and he is predicting that if he was the editors behind that story, would be one
So other than moving Acosta to midnight, which is just delicious, there's no other high-profile people. It's going to be mostly producers, associate producers, staffers, things like that. It seems that.
It could. You know, there might be correspondence to their previous layoffs. They've gotten rid of, most themselves, a lot of part of what we saw Crystal in the previous round of stuff. So, the morning too. This is also interesting.
Who's going to the morning?
They could take
Who wants to wake up with Wolf Blitzer? Mrs. Blitzer doesn't want to wake up with Wolf Blitzer. That's a terrible idea.
You know, can I be honest, I actually think Wolf is probably one of the better ones I've seen. I really do. I think he's like not as crazy as Jake Tapper or there's some hate Trump. But like, I didn't read that.
well, they could, I mean, that's the speculation as well. With the accomplished midnight move. Yeah,
What about
what's in there?
Sorry, Chris, we're so plugged in on this one. Can you hold on? Because we haven't even gotten to the Peacock Network. NBC News is going to have their other issues.
Absolutely.
But also, I want to sort of pick Curtis's brain, because at Newsbusters Media Research Center, and there's been a shift in a vibe shift in this country, and how, you saw the CEO of Apple there at the inauguration. You saw Mark Zuckerberg getting up, where you see these other corporate, Jamie Dimon, JP Morgan, will the media figure it out? Will they figure out that they can't keep doing the things they've been doing for the last 10 plus years in covering down Trump and covering conservatives? Will they finally get it? That they're repelling their audience, and they need to start speaking out loud, weighing our perspectives on their channels. Will they get it? We'll ask Curtis out there. I'm giving you about 3 minutes to think that over. I want a damn good answer for you, right? It is 6:43, and I want to tell you about Northern Virginia's premier home renovation company, Foster Remodeling Solutions. Go to answer your home with a new kitchen, bathroom, in-law suite, addition. floor plan remodel the ancient place. I want you to call Foster Remodeling Solutions because they'll make it beautiful and help you achieve the perfect remodel stress-free. Foster Remodeling Solutions handles everything: the design, the selection, the build. You'll have one point of contact to manage your entire home improvement project. Trust the company I recommend, Foster Remodeling Solutions. Get your complimentary consultation. Call 703-745-1110, 703-745-1110, fosterremodeling.com.
On the Wall Street Sweeper Money Desk, Russ Hackman is president of Hackman Wealth Partners. Russ, why is it important to work with a specialist in federal retirement? The federal retirement system is complex. At the Arlington offices of Hackman Wealth, we've helped many federal workers tailor individual financial plans for a secure retirement. Our federal workers deserve nothing less. Next 5 for a comprehensive review with Russ Hackman and the team at Hackman Wealth Partners in their offices in Arlington, 4250 Fairfax.
Yeah, now it's showing whatever was on the shoulder further up.
703-997-5500, 703-997-5500, 703-997-5500.
Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Capital Management LLC, DCM, a registered investment advisor. DCM and Hackman Wealth are independent of each other. Insurance products and services are not offered through DCM but are offered and sold through individually licensed and appointed agents.
Wall Street Sweeper, Saturday mornings at 10, Sunday afternoons at 3 on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Do these winter temperatures have your garage door working slower than normal or making strange noises? Those noises could mean trouble, so don't wait for a breakdown. Visit my friends at GarageDoorRepair.com today. Whether it's just seasonal preventive maintenance or replacement, my friend Willie White and his team have you covered this winter, and you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you're working with a family-owned business that's helped thousands of families across the DMV. When you need garage door repair, visit GarageDoorRepair.com.
645 WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s with Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Traffic Center.
Accidents, these minor accidents, we're getting serious ones that are shutting roads down. DC 295. Let me give you some advice here. For southbound, your delay comes right out of Chevrolet as you merge off of 50 and the BW Parkway. And this is to the crash cleanup right at the exit to the inbound 11th Street Bridge. Now, we've had tow trucks on the scene there, but they haven't cleared yet, and it is just a crawl. So coming inbound New York Avenue, it's a workaround that can save you some time. 295 northbound traffic is now stopped north of Road with a secondary crash. So if you're coming north of the 11th Street Bridge, I wouldn't commit past Pennsylvania Avenue until I can give you the all clear, or you'll be stuck in that stop traffic. You can now use the Suitland Parkway crash inbound at 295. That is cleared. Crash just reported on the inbound 14th Street Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com and WMAL store website forecast timing. Alert you at 10 o'clock this morning for these very low temperatures in the single digits and teens. This afternoon, though, temperatures will be about 10 degrees higher than the past 2 days, with highs in the low to mid-30s, with a little bit of a southwesterly breeze. So yes, it's still going to be colder than average, but at least temperatures moving in the right direction. Overnight lows between 18 and 24, and then tomorrow to round out the week, highs between 34 and 40, and we're in the 40s heading into the day Sunday and 50s next week. I'm some news meteorologist Penny Whalen.
16 degrees at 647.
Passing of another year may remind you of all the things you meant to do but never got around to. And financially, there can be some important things you overlooked. 2024 was a great year in the markets, but how did your investments perform? Do you feel like you should have seen more on your returns? Trump is back in the White House and promising tax cut extensions. Are you set up to take advantage of current lower rates? The moves you make now could affect your retirement income for many years to come. I'm Abe Abish, founder of Abish Financial Services, and we can help make 2025 the year you finally stick to your financial resolutions. If you've saved $500,000 or more for your retirement, call us for a complimentary portfolio x-ray, 571-570-3559, or visit theretirementkey.com. Make this the year you take control of your retirement.
Investment advisory services offered through Abish Financial Wealth Management, LLC, a registered investment advisor firm. Insurance services offered through Abish Financial Services, Inc., licensed in Virginia.
And this morning on the Chris Plant Show, funny how the angry Democrats have forgotten about all of the preemptive pardons for their thousands of rioters. 9 a.m. on WMAL.
All right, we continue with Curtis Houck of Newsbusters, who got some information there about his next home remodel with Foster Remodeling Solutions. That's good. But he's had time to think about this. All right, Curtis, according to a CNN poll,
60% of Americans are feeling optimistic about the Trump administration. And yet there's only one voice, one paid employee of all of CNN, Scott Jennings, who actually gives voice to that 60% of the American people every night. MSNBC, you don't get anybody. You look at the network news, ABC, CBS, NBC, when they do their roundtables after their Sunday shows, there's not one paid employee who can speak on behalf of the voters who support Donald Trump. Are they going to change that at any point, do you think, Curtis?
Well, first of all, yeah, usually you have somebody like Chris Christie, that's their idea, somebody who speaks for the rest of the country. No, I don't think so. I don't think so either. No, I don't think they do. I don't think they care. I mean, you saw that Puck was reporting, Dylan Byers last night, that Mark Thompson on Sunday night told CNN employees, hey guys, just like, be open-minded, be dispassionate coverage, focus on the future, stop looking backwards about all your previous dislike of Donald Trump the first time around. And of course, it's very clear that they didn't listen. This is like an addict, unfortunately, where, you know, they do not want to, and they cannot help themselves but fixate on the past with Donald Trump, how he wronged them, how they thought they could bait and switch on him in 2016, they could elevate him, and then vanquish him in favor of Hillary Clinton in 2016. They will never, ever get over it. That he was one of them in the 90s, in the early 2000s. They cannot get over that, and that he has changed and stood up. They said all sorts of crazy things that are not great. It's like, oh, because Mark Zuckerberg and the head of Google and Jeff Bezos were all there, it's the sign that, you know, his word of standing up for the undocumented women is all fake. It's not real. He's overstepping. That was sort of live on ABC News and NBC News. It's just absolutely pathetic. They have no credibility whatsoever. And yet NBC is going to have a few layoffs this week as well. So, you know,
do you think it's also this kind of change in the media landscape? I mean, the citizen journalism is very rare. I mean, it really is impacting how people are consuming the news and where they're going with their news. I just find, you know, that they just they did the CNN press, and that completely fell apart in terms of going, you know, streaming online, and it just didn't work out. So, I mean, their business model is just simply failing.
Oh, yeah, Emergy, you know, that's a great point. It is an indictment of our higher education system and the so-called J schools that we're supposed to teach journalists basic facts. You know, the Butler went line now. Very capable of doing that. We see bias by emissions all the time. That's one of the worst examples of bias you might see that we see for, you know, the Media Research Center's entire existence. And the journalists know that, like, how about I just report the facts and kind of follow where they lead? Like, yeah, what an idea. Like, people aren't always going to agree with what I find, but that's okay. I'm just going to let the chips fall where they may. I'm not going to insult anybody. And at the end of the day, folks, you're reminded that, hey, the First Amendment applies to all of us, not just the news media. I think that's the thing the American people, you know, come to vote the vote. That they think the First Amendment only applies to them. No. The First Amendment applies to all of us. And that includes our right to say you stuff.
Thank you. And then the freedom of the press is for us, too, because it's not just to protect reporters, it's to protect our process. We need a free and unfettered press so that we can function with the democratic process in our constitutional republic. Curtis, it's like you read my book that's coming out next week, because a good part of it focuses on that. I'll send you my book. It's called Shameless Liars, How Trump Defeated the Legacy Media and Made Them Irrelevant. Shameless
Have
Liars.
Curtis buy the book. You need people to buy the book.
Right, you know what? Yeah, you get the big bucks at Media Research Center.
Curtis, you got to buy the book. In fact, buy like 1,000 if you can. That would be really helpful. And give it to your best friends.
Thank you, Curtis. How? Managing editor of Newsbusters. It's 6:53. I want to tell you about my friends at Grow Your Hair Back, growyourhairback.com. If you want to grow your hair back, you need to call them at 703-763-0016. That's what I did. I wanted to grow my hair back. I did not want to shave my head of what was left of my hair. So I called them. I got a free consultation, and they put me on track for, well, their PRP procedures and their laser treatments that stopped my hair loss. I actually started to see some improvement. I ended up getting their multi-unit hair grafting procedures. You get twice as much hair than one procedure that those other guys are offering. It's worth it. My hair has grown back because at growyourhairback.com. Restore your hair, restore your confidence. Stop wearing hats every day. You look silly. Call them at 703-763-0016, 703-763-0016, or, say it with me, growyourhairback.com, growyourhairback.com.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and Clear Skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increase or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. And visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
President Trump has a solution to help America's working families.
I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. It's about time that they were recognized.
Family caregivers spend thousands to keep their older loved ones at home, making it harder to pay their bills. Working families can't afford to wait. Congress, support the caregiver tax credit. Learn more at aarp.org/credit for caring. Paid for by AARP.
6:55, now WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s with Shanae Whitten in the Indeed Traffic Lady Traffic Center.
All right, I'm going to say it. 295 is a mess. And if you can, please avoid it essentially in the area between the 11th Street Bridge and where 50 and the BW Parkway merge out of Chevrolet. Southbound is jammed from Chevrolet to the crash at the inbound 11th Street Bridge. They're still working to clear that. And northbound is closed north of Burroughs Avenue for a secondary crash. And I'm looking at that stop traffic near East Capitol Street. You don't want to be in that stop traffic. So your last point to bail will be Pennsylvania Avenue for those of you on 295 northbound. Take my word for it, through there.
Right side ramp.
Delays in the Silver Spring, not normal Loudoun County. We're still closed. Eastbound 7.
Behind us.
The accident at Hillsborough Road. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com and WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast. The cold finally going to start easing its grip over the next few days. Now this morning, still tracking those temperatures in the single digits and teens. So watch for those icy spots. Heading into the afternoon, mix of sun and clouds and high temperatures for the first time since Monday. Actually get above the 32-degree mark in this location. Still going to be cold though in the 30s this afternoon, and the temperatures fall out of the 30s into the 20s and 14s for overnight lows. Tomorrow, highs between 34 and 40. We're trying for the weekend and finally warmer by Sunday. I'm 7 News meteorologist. I'm
Right now it's 16 degrees at 6:56.
Process not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety and effectiveness or quality. Prescription restrictions apply. May not be used and are compounded.
Everyone's talking about the breakthrough of weight loss drugs. Too few can access or afford them. Hers is changing that. At ForHers.com/radio, you can access doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored to you. GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy or oral medications at a fraction of the price. That's right. You'll save up to 91% per month on compounded semaglutide based on pricing for Hers. The same active ingredient as the name brand drug at 91% less. There's no hidden fees and no membership fees. Just one low, transparent price. The process is 100% online. If prescribed, the personalized plan ships free directly to your door. Get started at forhers.com/radio. Access affordable doctor-trusted weight loss plans that put you first. That's forhers.com/radio. FORHERS.com/radio.
Do you feel like you haven't had a reason to smile lately? Hey, it's Vince. I'm with Chrissy, the clinical coordinator from the Cascade Center for Dental Health, here to tell you now is the
time for you to smile with Cascade's One Hybrid Implant System, the most comfortable and convenient full dental implant available. Christy, please tell us more.
In as little as one day, be restored with new teeth that look, feel, and function just like your own healthy, natural teeth. And with Cascades One, it's easier than you've ever dreamed. With one doctor, one office, one price. At Cascades, our expertly trained staff can complete your dental implants from start to finish, safely, all in one place. Our in-house anesthesiologist and on-site lab ensure you receive the highest quality materials and comfort at a much lower price, all in one day.
Thanks, Chrissy. Make a no-obligation appointment today. Call 866-25-SLEEP. That's 866-25-SLEEP. Or visit Cascades1.com. That's Cascades1.com.
The passing of another year may remind you of all the things you meant to do but never got around to. The moves you make now could affect your retirement income for many years to come. I'm Abe Avish, founder of Avish Financial Services. Make 2025 the year you stick to your financial resolutions. Join me for the Retirement Key Saturday at 8 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sunday at 8 a.m., 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. on WMAL. And call anytime at theretirementkey.com.
Experience the future of driving at the Washington, D.C. Auto Show. Explore the latest models, cutting-edge tech, and exciting innovations from top automakers. January 31st through February 9th. Tickets at WashingtonAutoShow.com.
Save on your favorite organics at Whole Foods Market. Get 2 for $5 organic large Hass avocados with Prime through January 28th. Make a spicy guacamole or mash it on sourdough toast. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Coming up, we've got Tom Fitton and then Joe Theismann. Keep it here.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
Top of 105.9.
News now.
WMAL News at 7. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. Hopefully, this is the last time you'll be hearing school delays for some time to come. We have a few more districts opening 2 hours late this morning, all of them in Virginia. They include Fauquier, Fredericksburg, Loudoun, Spotsylvania, and Stafford County schools. President Trump's pardon pen's been put to use again, this time to clear 2 D.C. police officers convicted of the wrongful death of a man in 2020.
This happened back in October of 2020. 20-year-old Ron Colton Brown was hit and killed by a passing car after the officers chased him for more than 10 blocks, all for riding a scooter without a helmet. The prosecutor said officers Terrence Sutton and Andrew Zabowski did not take witness statements and sent the driver of the striking car away.
7 News Megan Clark, the D.C. Police Union successfully argued any discipline of the officers should have been handled within the police department, not as a criminal prosecution. Montgomery County Executive Mark Elrich, no fan of President Trump's executive orders, including his move to eliminate DEI employees.
This county's not going to waver in our commitment to diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Council President Kate Stewart echoing the county executive, regardless of changes in administration. Here in Montgomery County, we're going to continue our work on racial equity to ensure our policies we pass are advancing equity and dismantling historic institutionalized racism. President Trump also ordering the removal of all federal government DEI websites. Barbara Break, WMAL and WMAL.com.
Bill being heard in Annapolis will attempt to take a bite out of organized large-scale retail theft by allowing prosecutors to lump together misdemeanor charges committed by the same suspect.
What's happening is they know there's a threshold of $1,000 here, that's a slap on the wrist, $100 in one place is another slap on the wrist. When you combine them, it increases it to a felony charge.
Prince George's delegate Karen Tolles is sponsoring a
Clear for the ramp.
support from both Democrats and Republicans in the area. On Friday morning at the National Zoo, the pan delay is over. Sorry about that. It's the big debut for Bao Li and Ching Bao.
Those early access opportunities are there to be able to contain themselves. No chance to somehow release bloody against the over the gates open to the public. Uncle Fee and Jim
She's a little bit more cautious, but very curious, very, very smart, and loves to climb trees.
Checking your money, the Dow futures are up.
Well said.
Nasdaq
Show one on the shoulder. Just got one on your left side.
Game against the Eagles. The line's just moved up. DC is now a 6.5-point underdog.
Clear.
The Troops American tops Lehigh. Navy beats Boston University, and George Washington falls to UMass. The Detroit Lions have lost another coach today after offensive coordinator Ben Johnson took the Bears' head coaching job. Defensive coordinator Aaron Glenn takes over the top job with the New York Jets. Up next, traffic and weather.
Making sense of social media.
There's no way. So the ways you can undermine our culture.
Clear.
Weekdays 6 to 9 p.m.
Let's talk about that. News Talk 105.9.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news. You'll hear the radio act about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you when you call them. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-4954. Lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available to give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes, helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4954. That's 800-575-4954. Tax
Showing another one on the shoulder pass
for
around.
real people.
Traffic and weather brought to you by Hyundai Carpet Cleaning. Whether it's snow, madness, or holiday traffic that's ground into your treasured curtains or working woods, it's time for a clearly resolution. You don't need rugs, you just need Hyundai. On average, for every 2 rugs cleaned, get the third of equal or lesser value free.
I'm glad we didn't take the back way. Eastbound 7 is closed.
WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5, Jamie Whitten in the Dean Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Loudoun County, no change. Eastbound 7 remains closed at Hillsborough Road for crash cleanup. Exiting off of Route 7 and heading through Main Street to work around, but at least traffic is
Should be coming up on whatever's on the shoulder.
DC 295 northbound is closed just north of Burroughs Avenue for serious crash. Your last point to bail, northbound 295 will be Pennsylvania Avenue. Southbound 295 is just at a crawl as you come out of Chevrolet to the crash cleanup at the 11th Street Bridge. If you're opting to take New York Avenue inbound, the volume's increasing, but no incidents reported. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
I see it down there on the shoulder.
Temperatures will be about 10 degrees higher than the past 2 days, with highs in the low to mid 30s. So yes, it's still going to be colder than average, but at least temperatures moving in the right direction. Overnight lows between 18 and 24, and then tomorrow highs between 34 and 40, and we're in the 40s heading into the day Sunday, and 50s next week. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
Right now it is 7 in Chantilly, 10 in Tacoma Park, 15 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
It's 7:06. It's O'Connor and Company. Halfway through this morning's traffic-gamza. It's Larry O'Connor, Mercedes Schlapp, and that's the Miami Sound Machine. You know it's got to be Mercedes. 7:35 brings us the Burgundy and Gold legend Joe Theismann. 8:05 brings us Kenny Care of New York Post. And 8:35 brings us Peter Casey of Fox News Channel. And every moment is going to bring us apparently Mercedes working her hips. Look at you go. Yeah.
I barely can move my hips right now. I'm so freaking tired. I need like a week off. And then I always get inspired to like President Trump. He is going nonstop. How can I, young Mercedes, not be tired of this? Be tired of this?
By the way, everybody knows that Tom Fitton is a hero for freedom and liberty and transparency in our government and holding corrupt elected officials accountable. What they don't know about him is he's a hell of a salsa dancer as well. He joins us now. Thanks for being here. Don't be bashful. It's true. We know a secret.
Well, why would I use that? What could be worse?
Run with it. Run with it.
Exactly. Yeah, let's go with that. Tom Fitton, my friend, it's always good to talk with you. You know, there's a lot of talk right now about these pardons. A lot about Donald Trump's J6 pardons, but strangely, hardly anybody is talking about the pardons that Biden put out as he was leaving office, and those are, frankly, in my opinion, much more disconcerting. What do you think about these Biden pardons at the last minute to protect his family?
Well, obviously they're kind of corrupt and he's thumbing his nose at voters, the Constitution, the rule of law. Whether they're valid or not is another matter.
Well, can we pause on that for a quick second? Because preemptive, this whole, they may have committed a crime, but if they did for the last 10 years, I mean, people are saying, well, Jerry Ford did that for Richard Nixon, so that makes it okay. Is that the only other precedent that we know of?
Yeah, and I don't think the Nixon pardon obviously was never challenged.
And it was rather extraordinary.
Yeah, it was pretty controversial. It's arguably the reason why President Carter was President Carter.
Yeah.
We forget that. What went on here is, in my view, something that should be rejected by President Trump and his team, which were, as I call it, pardons about nothing. And a pardon about nothing, where an offense isn't specified, is, in the end, a pardon about nothing, right? And I called this yesterday the empty set pardons. They're nullities. How is it they can even be managed or implemented when you don't know who the beneficiary is? When you look at the January 6th pardons, as it relates to the committee and supposedly members who testified, staff there, people were destroying records. Who knows who these names are?
Right.
And when a president does this at the last minute, he's essentially turning it over to the next president. And so President Trump should tell the Justice Department, stop. Don't affect them. Don't deliver them. Don't process them. They're invalid. And in the end, pardons are a defense, right? And so to test this, if I, again, were the Justice Department, or running the Justice Department, or the Defense Department in the case of General Milley, I would just proceed. See how far you get in terms of criminal investigations. Doesn't mean you target them specifically, but you begin the process of the investigations into the crimes that these people may or may not be implicated in, and if they are, it may be tested further in court. And I would focus on General Milley because, supposedly he's been pardoned for both federal offenses and offenses against the Code of Military Justice. There could be offenses short of criminal charges even that can be pursued against him. This is, to me, something that President Trump should just be aggressive on. The pushback is, well, Trump may want to be able to do this 4 years from now. And we all know the Democrats are going to follow my lead if he does, and treat the pardons as niceties by the pardons to treat. So that can't be the reason, and if it is, and if these pardons are valid, nothing stops President Trump from saying, I'm pardoning everyone who worked for me the last, frankly, 4 to 12 years, and for federal offenses they made.
Yeah.
What's the, he could pardon everyone who worked for him in the government.
Right. Last night, in an interview with Hannity, President Trump gave this warning that Biden gave everyone else a pardon but himself. Can we go to cut 6?
This guy went around giving everybody pardons. And the funny thing, maybe the sad thing, is he didn't give himself a pardon. And if you look at it, it all had to do with him.
What does that tell you, Tom?
Yeah, your thoughts on that?
Well, I would suggest he's highlighting the fact that President Biden still has potential criminal liability for his crime family and the activities that he's trying to protect other family members from being held accountable over. And he doesn't have the immunity the Supreme Court highlighted, it looks to me, for certain of these activities.
Tom Fitton is with us from Judicial Watch. Tom, you've been championing the cause of Ashley Babbitt and wanting to get to some level of justice for her family, the only person who was actually killed on January 6th, directly as a result of January 6th. And one of the pardons going out the door was for Officer Byrd, the man whose hand pulled that trigger that killed Ashley Babbitt. Love for your thoughts on that and Ashley Babbitt's family, what their reaction is if you're in contact with them.
Well, they obviously want justice for Ashley. And I don't know, was Byrd pardoned? I don't know if that's true. Did he talk to the January 6th committee?
I thought Officer Byrd did get a pardon. Excuse me. Hang on a second.
Was he covered by that January 6th pardon? I don't know.
Well, all right, if he was not, I apologize.
Maybe he was. Of course, that's highlights the absurdity and the nullity of the pardon. But they don't even know who's covered.
Yeah, well, that's true. There seems to be this whole thing, even if I'm wrong on that, I appreciate you correcting me on the button. We do know that Anthony Fauci got a pardon. And the information behind Anthony Fauci was also a major thrust of Judicial Watch's attempt to get transparency and attempt to get information about what went on there.
Well, two things. On Ashley Babbitt, we represent her estate, her family, Aaron, her widow, in a $30 million off-the-bat lawsuit currently being defended by the federal government against the federal government. And so the Trump administration has to quickly figure out, it would seem to me, I would hope, whether it wants to defend in court the killing of Ashley. And so that's going to come through. I mean, we have a hearing next week.
Well, good. Well, keep us updated on that. And again,
that would be terrible if the Trump administration showed. It seemed to me terrible if the president's lawyers showed up at the Justice Department to defend their shooting down.
Yeah.
And whether there should be full accountability for it.
That would be remarkable, and that's certainly something that we will watch because it's a different Justice Department now, and it's a different White House, and they may take a very different approach. Tom Fitton, always good to talk with you. Thank you, sir. We're going to leave it there.
Hey, you're welcome.
It's Judicial Watch, and if you think, well, we've got a Republican majority in the House and the Senate, and we've got Trump in the White House, no, Judicial Watch is more important than ever. JudicialWatch.org. 7:15 WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes first on the 5 with Jamie Whitman, the Indeed Traffic Traffic Center.
Alert, alert, TC 295 in terrible shape, so I need you to avoid it if you can, each direction between the 11th Street Bridge and where you merge in from Chevrolet. Southbound, we're just at a crawl to try to get to the inbound 11th Street Bridge where they still have crash cleanup. One lane gets by, but very, very slow. 295, nobody gets by in the northbound direction. That remains closed with the crash that involved the overturned vehicle north of Burroughs Avenue. Your last point to bail is right where the traffic starts now at Pennsylvania Avenue. They didn't have the detour set up, so trust me, you don't want to be in that stop traffic on 295 northbound. 270, yep, in delays, but better news, the crash on the shoulder now, southbound 270 as you come up to 124 Montgomery Village Avenue, inner loop at 236 for the crash, left side, Loudoun County, eastbound 7 at Hillsborough Road, traffic now gets by in one lane. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
And I don't want a moment to go by. I do apologize. I just checked my news archive here. There were leaks that Mr. Byrd, Officer Byrd, was going to get a pardon from the Biden White House. There were people advocating for him to get a pardon. He asked for a pardon, but no, Michael Byrd, the officer who shot Ashley Babbitt, did not get a pardon. I do deeply apologize for that. We have cold weather, as you know, when we're under a cold weather alert until 10 a.m., but then things should get back to, well, relative normal temperatures. Partly cloudy today with a high getting up to 37 degrees. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy, overnight lows around 24. Then tomorrow, our high is going to hit 40. And by the weekend, we're looking at mid-40s. Sunday, maybe even hitting 50 degrees as our high. Right now, it's 16 degrees at 7:17.
WMAL.
Making sense of the news.
Live
from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
We continue here on O'Connor and Company. It's Larry and Mercedes. And there was a report yesterday that President Trump was going to release the JFK files, everything that is still being held under, lock and key and under. It's funny how many things leak in this country. And from this government, but somehow over the last nearly 70 years now, there's information about the assassination of John F. Kennedy, the President of the United States, that is still under lock and key and still being withheld from the American people. And one has to wonder at this point, why? Who exactly is being protected?
You say that, but it was Mike Pompeo who basically, I think, made some comments, the former Secretary of State saying and the former CIA director saying you really don't want to release, it would not be good to release some of the information from those files. But to your point, it has been 70 years. I think one of the things I remember when Robert F. Kennedy Jr. spoke at CPAC at one of our investor summits, he really was pushing for the release of his uncle's files because he thinks that there's a huge state component to it, that there's a government involvement in the assassination of his uncle.
Right.
And so we need to know what has happened in this span of time where questions still remain.
And if there isn't, then be transparent, release the information so that the American people will no longer be paranoid. It's at this point, if they release all this and say, see, the government wasn't involved, there's still going to be people who are going to say, well, we'll never believe you because it took you 70 years to tell us that and release all of this. Right. Here's Trump speaking to Hannity yesterday.
Will you investigate these assassination attempts? And you stated that you will release the files, all of the files, as it relates to the JFK assassination. And by the way, this is his desk.
Yeah, that's right.
This is where John Kennedy
That's a movable door.
Yeah.
So that's where John,
yeah. And RFK, and also Martin Luther King Jr. And that you will be transparent. This was going to happen in the first.
So many people have asked me to do that, and I did it with Kennedy to an extent, but I was asked by some of our government officials not to, and you have to respect that. I was actually asked by Mike Pompeo, the Secretary of State, not to. And I felt he knew something that maybe, when he asked you not to, you sort of say why. And he felt that it was just not a good time to release him. And you might ask him why, or maybe he'll deny that even. But he did, he asked me. And some others also did. I didn't want the Kennedy stuff released. And the professionals, and I respect them, and they're working for me and the country, they're working for the country. And so I didn't release, but I'm going to release them immediately upon getting, we're receiving the information, we're looking at it right now.
They're looking at it right, so like I said, it was first floated yesterday in the afternoon, and I think it was our buddy Matt Foldy who said, we're hearing that they're going to release the JFK files. Then they said, pulled that report back later in the afternoon, said, no, but they are under review. So that's the process that's going on right now. That was an exclusive interview with Sean Hannity last night, by the way.
I think it's going to be telling to see what actually happens if, in fact, they come back and they say, no, don't release them. But, gosh, it just raises more questions.
Of course.
Maybe they do a partial release of them. I mean, that's kind of an interesting, the interesting question. But there's always conspiracy theories around what actually happened during that day of John F. Kennedy's death.
Yeah, of course.
An assassination. It's horrific.
All right, more in this.
And Martin Luther King's assassination. That's the other piece of this.
And RFK, for that matter, Senior. More in this interview with Hannity and Trump. The question of the Biden pardons came up.
This guy went around giving everybody pardons. And the funny thing, maybe the sad thing, is he didn't give himself a pardon.
Yeah, everyone's reading into that, saying, he didn't give himself.
What does that mean?
He said that's the sad thing. It suggests that there's going to be some criminal investigation into Joe Biden himself.
Well, we know that the House members, I believe James Comer and Jim Jordan, have talked about it not only investigating the J6 committee, but also moving forward with advising on criminal investigations to pursue criminal investigations against Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. So it does raise the question, how much time will the administration be spending on this, right? The Trump administration on Joe Biden.
Right.
Will there be this kind of retribution or going after the Bidens following
Well, it's being characterized as retribution, but I would rather characterize it as justice, as actual truth, transparency, and finding out if people took advantage and sold their offices to the highest bidder, especially a foreign country, that's hostile to America. We should know that, and that's why Speaker Mike Johnson made that announcement yesterday.
To us, it probably proves the point, the suspicion that, they call it the Biden crime family. If they weren't the crime family, why do they need pardons, right? Look, there's a lot of attention that's going to be paid to this, and I think that is appropriate, and we will be looking at it as well.
And because of the pardons, no one can plead the fifth. Let's find out who the big guy is to begin with. It's 7:23. I want to tell you about Northern Virginia's premier home renovation company, Foster Remodeling Solutions. You want to enhance your home with a new kitchen, bathroom, in-law suite, addition, or full floor plan remodel so you can age in place? You want to call the amazing team at Foster Remodeling Solutions. They make it. They help you achieve the perfect remodel stress-free because they handle everything themselves. The design, the selection, the build, you have one point of contact to manage the whole project. Set up your own complimentary consultation at 703-745-1110, 703-745-1110, or fosterremodeling.com.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and clear skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. 3 out of 4 people achieve 90% clear skin at 4 months. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or cough, or if you plan to or recently received a vaccine. Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. And visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
$7:25 now. WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s with Jamie Whitten and the Hadid Carpethany Traffic Center.
All right, Loudoun County slow, but traffic is intermittently moving now past the crash eastbound 7 at Round Hill, where that had been closed for about 45 minutes at least. On the interloop of the Beltway at Little River Turnpike, that crash moved to the shoulder. Watch for those delays as you merge off of 95. 270 into Gaithersburg. Southbound is jammed to the crash of Montgomery Village Avenue over to the right shoulder. Still, in the district, you need to avoid the area on 295. It's a huge area between the 11th Street Bridge and Chevrolet. Northbound is shut down north of Burroughs. Crash with the overturned vehicle. Southbound is jammed out of Chevrolet to the crash at the 11th Street Bridge. One lane was getting by. Now, from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storewide 7 forecast. It's another frigid morning with temperatures in the single digits, and teens will remain under a cold alert through 10 a.m. Now, this afternoon, under a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures finally get above freezing, but just barely. Forecasting highs between 32 and 37. Even though it will be about 10 degrees warmer, quote unquote, than yesterday, we're still going to be below our seasonal average of 45 degrees. We see temperatures get back into the 40s starting Sunday, and trending dry, no rain or snow chances in the extended forecast. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
Right now, 16 degrees. It's 7:26.
This report is sponsored by Whole Foods Market. Get quality entrees at Whole Foods Market. Save 20% on no antibiotics ever air-chilled boneless, skinless chicken breasts with Prime through January 28th. Bulk up your salads and bowls with this premium protein. While supplies last, shop in-store or online. Terms apply.
Coach weight loss is not available everywhere. Compounded products are not FDA approved or verified for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. Restrictions apply. Wegovy and Ozempic are not compounded.
Everyone's talking about the breakthrough of weight loss drugs, but too few can access or afford them. Hers is changing that. At forhers.com/radio, you can access doctor-trusted weight loss treatments tailored to you. Like GLP-1 weekly injections with the same active ingredient as Ozempic and Wegovy, or oral medications at a fraction of the price. That's right. You'll save up to 91% per month on compounded semaglutide based on pricing through Hers. The same active ingredient as the name brand drug at 91% less. There's no hidden fees and no membership fees. Just one low, transparent price. And the process is 100% online. If prescribed, your personalized plan ships free directly to your door.
Get started at forhers.com/radio to access affordable doctor-trusted weight loss plans that put you first. That's forhers.com/radio. FORHERS.com/radio.
It's Larry for Sheila Scholl's Renters Warehouse. Listen, managing rental property can be tough. I know. I used to rent my own home. It caused me headaches, and the tenants can be problematic too. But you know who can help? Sheila with Renters Warehouse DC Nova. They've seen it all, and Sheila's on the forefront of housing rules and regulations of all our local jurisdictions. She explained to me the first step to being a good property manager is to have qualified tenants. That's where Renters Warehouse DC Nova can help. They have the experience to find you the right tenant, collect rent, handle inspections and maintenance, coordination, or any late night phone calls. You just collect the checks. Make renting your home easy with Renters Warehouse DC Nova on your side. Find out how much your property will rent for. For your free rental analysis, call 571-517-1525. That's 571-517-1525, or visit rwdcnova.com. That's rwdcnova.com.
This is Vince. FVC Bank's online banking leverages customer data to provide critical financial insights for business owners. Find out how at fvcbank.com. That's fvcbank.com.
Learn to save taxes. Tax prep looked at what already happened. Tax planning looks forward at what you can save. The difference isn't philosophical, it's financial. Wealth strategist and best-selling author Chuck Oliver of the Hidden Wealth Solution can teach you how to save taxes on your retirement nest egg and on your income before your balances and income continue to grow, causing you higher taxes. Learn to be tax saving smart with proven solutions that could save you thousands in unnecessary taxes. Go to taxessaved.com.
Coming up, the Commanders, the Command Skins, the Washington football team. Oh, hell, call them the Redskins. It's fine. They're on the brink of the Super Bowl, but they've got to get into Philadelphia and beat the Eagles. Well, we're going to talk to a man who knows that feeling well. Joe Theismann, Redskins great, joins us next.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, the Cumulus Media Station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9.
News now.
WMAL News at 7:30. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. Federal workers, looks like you have about a month to get yourself back to your offices if you want to keep your jobs.
The U.S. Office of Personnel Management issued a memo writing the only way to get employees back to the office is to adopt a centralized policy requiring return to work for all agencies across the federal government. Agencies must now revise their telework policy and tell workers of a return to in-person work by 5 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. The OPM recommends that they make all qualified workers return to the office 30 days from receiving that notice.
Fox News Brooke Singman, as federal prisons were emptied of January 6 convicts on Wednesday. Some of the officers who faced attack that day met with members of Congress on Capitol Hill to react to President Trump's pardons.
I was beaten, crushed, kicked, punched, and all these people were just pardoned by Donald Trump, who says that they were the real victims, that they were the patriots.
Now also released a former leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Torrio, arriving in Miami. He was serving 22 years in prison for helping plan the attack at the Capitol.
7 News' Megan Clark, Oath Keepers leader Stuart Rhodes was also on the Hill Wednesday, lobbying to have his commuted sentence upgraded to a full-blown pardon. VDOT is warning you to avoid the inner loop of the Beltway in the Tysons area. That's northbound 495 from 9 o'clock Friday night till dawn on Monday, as giant beams are put in place as part of the express lanes construction between Route 7 and north of the Dulles Toll Road. You've been warned. The Dow Futures this morning. The Dow Futures up 26 points. NASDAQ Futures down 118. In sports, college hoops, American tops Lehigh. Navy over Boston University. George Washington falls to UMass. Up next, traffic and weather.
From launch pads to research labs. Civilian Fed life leads to many places, all covered by Waymo. Waymo offers fully portable group-term life insurance for current and former civilian feds. This coverage answers whatever life brings, with benefits that follow wherever service calls. Waymo. For feds, by feds.
Natalia Squire, Slater Schulman, LLP, attorney advertising is responsible for this ad.
Attention, former
childhood residents of juvenile detention centers in Maryland. If you were housed at either Charles Hickey School, Backbone Mountain Youth Center, Thomas Waxter Detention Center, Cheltenham Youth Detention Center, or any other juvenile detention center at any time in the past and were a victim of sexual abuse, now is the time to come forward, as you may be entitled to substantial financial compensation. Maryland Department of Juvenile Services faced complaints about rampant sexual abuse for decades and failed to protect youth inmates in these facilities. If you are housed at a Maryland youth facility at any time and were subjected to any sexual misconduct from staff members, you may be entitled to substantial cash compensation. Call our Maryland Juvenile Detention Helpline now at 800-285-3502. The deadline to file a claim is close. Call now to get the justice, closure, and the financial settlement you deserve. No matter how many decades ago it was, call our law firm's Juvenile Detention Sexual Abuse Helpline right now at 800-285-3502. 800-285-3502. 800-285-3502.
If your patio, sidewalk, or driveway is cracked or uneven, if you've tripped or fallen as a result, or if you're worried about the liability of an uneven surface on your property, American Concrete Services can quickly help. Don't pay the high cost to tear out and replace your sidewalk, patio, driveway, or pool deck. American Concrete Services has an economical solution which can raise and stabilize your existing concrete at a fraction of the cost of full replacement. They're environmentally friendly structural foam. With structural foam lifting, there's no heavy equipment to cause damage to your property and no loud noises from jackhammering. Best of all, most repairs can be completed in just one day. Have your entire patio, sidewalk, or driveway safe and level again. No job is too big or small. Call American Concrete Services now for your free estimate at 240-665-5665. That's 240-665-5665. Again, 240-665-5665. License in D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. NHIZ 140530.
Water heater not heating? Call Alltech Services and we'll guarantee same-day installation of a new water heater. Or we'll put you up in a hotel that night for free. Visit callalltech.com for details. All seasons, all systems, Alltech.
This report is sponsored by Blindster.com.
Hi, I'm Kyle at Blindster.com. At Blindster, we offer custom-made faux wood, real wood blinds and shutters, cellular shades, Roman shades, bamboo shades, exterior shades, and more. All at factory direct prices. Don't pay too much for new blinds. Go to Blindster.com.
Don't wait for winter to break down your garage door. Visit GarageDoorRepair.com. Need garage door repair? Visit GarageDoorRepair.com. Hi, it's Chris Plant. For more than 40 years, Overhead Door Company of Washington, D.C. has been the gold standard for service and repair. When you need garage door repair, GarageDoorRepair.com.
WMAL traffic and weather. Janie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
270 jammed into Gaithersburg. First it was the crash near Montgomery Village Avenue. They were clearing that to the shoulder. And now we have a broken down, looks like a small white bus right in the center of the roadway. They did put flares behind it, still waiting for help. And that's the other problem that we have on the 270 stretch into Gaithersburg. Baltimore Washington Parkway crashes southbound after 197 in Laurel with the left lane 2 blocked. DC 295 a mess. If you can avoid between the 11th Street Bridge and Chevrolet, by all means. Northbound remains closed just before that split for outbound 50 BW Parkway. Accident with an overturned vehicle. Southbound 295 at the 11th Street Bridge. Crash cleanup continues. No access right now to the inbound 11th Street Bridge there. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
Heading into the afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds and high temperatures for the first time since Sunday actually get above the 32-degree mark in most locations. Still going to be cold, though, in the mid-30s this afternoon, and then temperatures fall out of the 30s into the 20s and upper teens for overnight lows. Tomorrow, highs between 34 and 40. We're dry for the weekend and finally a little warmer by Sunday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Ivy Whalen.
Right now it is 9 in Lorton, 4 in Germantown, 15 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
Now on 105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
7:37 on O'Connor and Company on this Thursday morning from your nation's capital under new management this week, and it's making all the difference in the world. Coming up at 8:05, Jennings here will join us from the New York Post. 8:35, Peter Ducey of Fox News Channel. I'm joined all morning by Mercedes Schlapp, of course, of CPAC, currently Newsmax analyst, formerly of the Trump White House and the George W. Bush White House. But most importantly, she's a big fan of the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And that's going to come in handy because we are joined by Redskins great, and I was admonished during the break by a big-time Golden Domer fan to say Heisman Trophy winning quarterback for your Notre Dame Fighting Irish Cat is a Michigan man. That makes it so, it hurts to say that. He is the one and only Joe. Rhymes with Heisman. Hey, Joe.
Good morning, Larry. Good morning, Miss Peyton. Yeah, it was a tough night for us down there in Atlanta against Ohio State. Congratulations to them. But boy, our guys never quit.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of them.
Yeah, and it's got to be rough for Ohio State to win that championship knowing that they lost to Michigan. So, all right,
somehow or other, Larry, I thought you'd find the silver lining.
Right.
Yeah. I love talking to former NFL quarterbacks, especially ones that have been to a Super Bowl, been in the play, experienced exactly what these guys in the Burgundy Gold are feeling. Because one thing that I've noticed about this team over the course of the last several weeks, and certainly in this playoff run, there's something about confidence. You can't coach it, you can't train it, you can't put it in the playbook. These guys have confidence like they can beat anybody, Joe, and I wonder if what that's going to do when they walk into that hostile environment up in Philadelphia.
Well, Larry, it's interesting. You're right. They become so resilient over the last month and a half just by winning games late. And Jayden's been sort of the tip of the spear as far as it goes, being out there, the guy having to make plays, having to make the throws, having to make the runs, having to pick up the first down. Every time he's had to, he's done it.
Joe,
but think about
before you go, what is that like? I'm just interested in your own, what is it like in your brain? Because you were that guy. What is it like to know that it's like, yeah, okay, we got to do this. We're just going to do this.
It's great. It's great to be in a position where the people believe in you, the coaches believe in you, the players believe in you. Lip service doesn't fly in football. What everybody looks at is performance. Are you delivering in the moment? That critical moment that has to be, a first down that has to be made, a throw that has to be put in the right place. Are you delivering? That's the way, that's the way leadership grows. That's the way confidence grows. And for us, this is the third time we're going to play these games.
Yeah.
There's various things that happen in this football game that I don't think anybody hasn't seen before. This really boils down to execution by players. Are you able to execute better on your side of the ball than they're able to execute? And for Washington, it really is. You can't totally focus on Saquon Barkley, but he has to be, has to get your attention big time. He rushed for 148 the first time against us, 150 the second time. If that doesn't get your attention, then nothing will.
Are there any concerns that you foresee going into this game for the Commanders? Besides having to deal with probably like the craziest fans in the NFL.
This is the third time we've had this game. And there's a familiarity. And what the Mercedes, it's interesting, though. It's a great question because sometimes familiarity is complacency. Well, I've seen that before. I've studied that before. You have to treat this just like you treated everyone. And Dan Quinn's done such a fantastic job of having his team ready to play. Kick on that football team, have them ready to play. Understand the moment that you're stepping into. You want to say this is just another foot. It's like another game. It's like playing in the Super Bowl. You want to treat it, so let's just treat it like just another football game. No, you can't. I mean, you really, really can't. It's bigger than, this is the last step before the big game. Now you're headed to the final. You're out the door. You're right there, ready to walk in, and this is what makes this run so interesting. This football team is so resilient. I think it all started with Chicago Bears.
Yep, I think you're right. That certainly is what changed the attitude, and it's like we can do anything here. Joe, real fast, is an interesting thing where the Eagles. This is kind of, I think, they're sort of. Everything's coming together for them. This is their chance to get to the Super Bowl, but they've got some older players, and they're in a different place. You got a rookie quarterback, rookie coach, and a lot of young players in the Commanders who are playing with house money. Does that change the dynamic here? Does it change coaching decisions for Coach Quinn, where it's like, yeah, you know what, we got next year, we got another year. I mean, we're building something here. Or do you go for broke?
Heck no, there's no next year. You don't look to next year. What you've done is you've tempered these young guys and got them ready for this moment. Enthusiasm sometimes can get in the way, but on the other side, I'll go back to 1982 real quick. We never experienced the Super Bowl. Every day it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get, but it's awfully good tasting, and it's an awful lot of fun. You want to keep this thing going. And that's sort of the way I look at this football game.
Yeah, you just threw a Forrest Gump at us there. Isn't that good stuff?
Because I can't like, let me ask one more question. Joe, what advice would you give the commanders right now?
Play this like you've played it all year long. Believe in each other. Don't make the mistakes that kill you in football games. That's basically the bottom line. And just trust one another.
Joe Theismann, are you going to Philadelphia for the game?
Haven't made the decision yet. I'm looking at the temperatures.
I don't blame you. If you bring a security detail, if possible, those guys. All right, Joe, enjoy it. Hopefully, we will talk next week and pick your brain about what it's like going to a Super Bowl.
I was thinking the same thing. I can't wait to talk to you next week.
There it is. All right, Joe Theismann, Redskins, and Notre Dame Braves. It is 7. No, sorry, it's not. Yeah. It's 7:44. It is a new year. It's a new administration. It's a new you. I know it's cheesy, but it's true. Look, why don't you start afresh? Why don't you inaugurate yourself into a brand new administration of health and weight loss? Okay, CoCare has 2 programs for you. They got the CoCare RX program. And Julie raves about it all the time. It includes medications and helps you get past those cravings and really helps you focus on your health. I did the program without the RX. It's still the gold standard of weight loss in the DC area after 9 years now. They've had over 13,000 successful clients. It's an easy program to follow. It's based on science. And when you reach your goal, you have free grad sessions for life. CoCare helps you keep that weight off forever. Call now. Make the new year a new you. Tell Blair and Julie sent you and learn about the Jumpstart January program. 855-888-0180. 855-888-0180 or COPAREhealth.com. It's 745. Health traffic calendar. Every 10 minutes first on Jamie Whitten's at the New Traffic Center.
Good news first. Loudoun County, I just got the word they've cleared the crash. Now you're moving eastbound 7 as you come up to Hillsborough Road, but it's slow, so it's the residual delays. Trying to clear out now. Not moving. DC 295, please, if you can, avoid between the 11th Street Bridge and where we merge with 50 Bellway Parkway. Northbound remains closed with the overturned vehicle. However, tow truck is there, so I'm watching them try to get this back on its wheels and get some lanes open. All traffic is being sent over to the 1-lane service roadway, so not moving. We're jammed at Pennsylvania Avenue. Southbound, the exit to the 11th Street Bridge is closed with that crash. 270 jammed Germantown to Gaithersburg. We now stalled in the center of the roadway. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm 17 forecast.
Remain under alert through 10 o'clock this morning. Very low temperatures in the single digits and teens. This afternoon, though, temperatures will be about 10 degrees higher than the past 2 days, with highs in the low to mid 30s, with a little bit of southwesterly breeze. So yes, it's still quite cooler than average, but if these temperatures moving in the right direction, we'll remain lows between 18 and 24. And then tomorrow, to round out the week, highs between 34 and 40, and we're in the 40s heading into the day Sunday and 50s next week. I'm sending it to you around just 5 p.m.
And right now it's 16 degrees at 7:46.
Traffic and weather brought to you by Hyundai Concrete Cleaning. Whether it's snow, wetness, or holiday traffic that's ground into your treasure cards or whatever it was, it's time for a cleanly resolution. If you rugs, you just need Hyundai. Call now and for every 2 rugs cleaned, get the third of equal or lesser value free. Visit JoePayne.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention, which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Granger. With easy access to 1 million plus products and a scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away, so the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call the Granger.com or just apply. Granger, for the ones
I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, regular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, stroke stage. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToPanic.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Replacing windows this spring? Have all your questions answered before making such a substantial investment. The WindowMan.com is the educational window company. They educate, you design. No pressure games are giving since 1989. See full-size fiberglass windows in their all-new Fairfax showroom and compare side by side with national competitors' actual products. Beat the spring rush and save up to $200 off every fiberglass window at thewindowman.com or visit their all-new Fairfax showroom. Infinity replacement windows only. Minimums and installation required.
Miss anything? Don't worry, we've got you covered. Get today's breaking news on the Vince Colonnade Show, weekdays 3 to 6, right here on WMAL.
And by the way, as we want to tell you this incredible story about J.D. Vance, his first moment that he entered the Oval Office, and Mike Johnson was there to catch it on video. But before we get into that real fast, did you see the mayor of Philadelphia there doing a pep rally for the Philadelphia Eagles?
Yes, and she spelled it wrong.
Yeah, listen to this. Oh, that's a product of the Philadelphia public school system right there. Isn't she the same one who put out the preemptive video saying that Kamala Harris had named Josh Shapiro as her running mate, but then ended up not happening?
Yeah, they were such a mess in Philadelphia that it really cost the Democrats the election in that area.
Hourglass. Alka-Seltz. Let's go Birds. Birds, she
I
could
don't know,
probably
wouldn't you write it? Wouldn't you write it on a little sheet of paper and just to make sure you got it right?
Right, you know, exactly. She's angry at the staffer. Why didn't you write this out? And the staffer's like, because it's Eagles. No, that's the point of spells. Eagles.
Word to say.
Yeah.
Like, if I a vowel?
Sure. Yeah, she should have bought a vowel. That's what she needed was Pat Sajak there. All right, and then meanwhile, J.D. Vance, I gotta tell you, I try not to get too,
I think you have like a fan crush on him.
Really, I wouldn't go so crazy about a man crush. I have high hopes for this guy. And I always tell people, and listen, I don't like to carry water to politicians, but most politicians are just awful people. And they do whatever they have to do to survive. And they're going to disappoint you, and they're not going to. And so I try to temper my excitement about him. But every aspect of J.D. Vance really does get me energized, his life story. And well, this was quite a moment. I saw it on X, the Everything app yesterday, Elon Musk's Wonder app. Mike Johnson, Speaker of the House, was accompanying J.D. Vance in the West Wing, and the president was taking them into the Oval Office. And J.D. turns to Mike Johnson and says, I've never been to the Oval Office before. And Johnson immediately pulls out his smartphone and captured the moment. Wow. This is J.D. Vance's first time to step in the Oval Office. It's incredible. The kid from rural Appalachia, whose
what a story.
Mom had to hand him off to his grandma to raise him because of her addiction problems, and now he's, I don't know, it's just, again, I'm trying to temper my...
It's a great American story. It's America's land of opportunities. Miami, middle-class family, to walk into the Oval Office the first time, you got to put yourself. You're so humbled because you know that you're there to serve the American people. It's truly an incredible.
You remember your first time walking into the Oval Office?
Oh yes, I was like 27 years old, working for President George W. Bush, and it was, it's a moment you just don't forget because you think to yourself, my goodness, how did I get here? It's literally through the grace of God, and you have this enormous amount of responsibility to do good for the country. So it's a really special moment, very special moment.
Have you ever heard my story about the first time I was in the Oval Office?
No.
You were there.
Oh, really? Oh, that's exciting.
You escorted me with President Trump. We were in the Roosevelt Room recording an interview for WMAL. And then he looked at you and sort of, it looked like he was, looking for a signal about,
Have you talked to this one down here?
Good guy.
You're right, is he a good guy? And then you gave him the thumbs up or a high sign, and he said, would you like to go into the, have you ever been in the
Yeah, I remember that. I do remember that.
And then
Wow.
the three of us
That's
walked
great.
in together. And right before we walked
What was
in,
your reaction when you went in?
breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. And emotional,
Yeah.
And I remember right before we walked in, he said, now don't forget to breathe, because a lot of people come in here and they get overwhelmed. And
That's right.
It's happened before. And,
Yeah. He's very proud. I mean, he's very proud to be able to serve this country. And he loves America. I mean, he really does. Like, he wants to do what's good. And that's what's so really compelling about this president. And J.D. Vance.
You guys
have
got to see this video of J.D. Vance and the look on his face. Like
it's
a little
it's
boy.
priceless.
Yeah,
It's
we'll
priceless.
make sure that we retweet Speaker Mike Johnson's video on our social media. It's 7:53.
You're hiring. Have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 billion people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Disaster strikes. The food supply is the first domino to fall. It can start quietly. An emergency alert, breaking news headline. Within hours, reality sets in. People rush to grocery stores, emptying shelves of everything from bread to canned goods. Lines stretch out the door, tempers flare, and desperation takes hold. And no matter who's in charge these days, you simply can't rely on the government to bail you out. That's why having an emergency food supply on hand is the right move for you and your family. Right now, you can get $50 off a 4-week emergency food kit at MyPatriotSupply.com. They're an American company trusted by millions, offering 2,000 calories per day with essential vitamins and minerals to keep you strong during a crisis. This food will be there for you when you need it, since it lasts up to 25 years and can ship out to you next day. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com now to get $50 off your 4-week emergency food kit. That's MyPatriotSupply.com.
7:55 now. WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s. Timmy Whitten's in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
All right, finally, I have some good news on 295. It has been a mess this morning, but they've cleared the crash now. Southbound 295 at the exit to the 11th Street Bridge. Yes, and huge delays. It'll take a while to clear. About an hour back up here as you come out of Cheverly, southbound 295. No change northbound. Closed north of Burroughs. Overturned vehicle. All traffic is being sent into the service roadway, and it is mess. Not moving just north of the 11th Street Bridge on the northbound side. Baltimore Washington Parkway crashes southbound south of 197. 270's been a tough go. The accident, first one is south of 109. Then we had the crash near Montgomery Village Avenue in a stalled bus. So that's causing big delays. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Well, this relentless cold finally going to start easing its grip over the next few days. Now this morning, still tracking those temperatures in the single digits and teens, so watch for those icy spots. Heading into the afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds and high temperatures for the first time since Sunday actually get above the 32-degree mark in most locations. Still going to be cold though in the mid-30s this afternoon, and then temperatures fall out of the 30s into the 20s and upper teens for overnight lows. Tomorrow, highs between 34 and 40. We're dry for the weekend and finally a little warmer by Sunday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
Right now, 16 degrees at 7:57.
This is Dr. Riddleman with DMV Weight Loss. In 2024, we were able to change the lives of thousands of people on our Metabolic Reset weight loss program. Secret to losing up to 1 pound of fat every day with no exercising, no prepackaged meals, no counting points or calories, no drugs, no surgery, and no injections with the risk of serious side effects. There's no better time than now to give yourself the gift of a new you in this new year. Our team at DMV Weight Loss can help you thrive in 2025. For your free consultation, go to dmvweightloss.com.
Here's Chris with his success story. I'm happy to report that I lost 40 pounds over the course of about 3.5 months. I feel like I'm 10 years younger, I have more energy, and every day when I wake up, I feel refreshed. I don't have the pains that I used to have that I attributed to aging. This program is different, and you owe it to yourself to try it.
DMV Weight Loss Program has successfully helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in 60 days. You can start the program in person or virtually from anywhere you live. Your free consultation today by calling 571-532-5700 or dmvweightloss.com. That's dmvweightloss.com. Results may vary.
President Trump has a solution to help America's working families.
I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. It's about time that they were recognized.
Family caregivers spend thousands to keep their older loved ones at home, making it harder to pay their bills. Working families can't afford to wait. Congress, support the caregiver tax credit. Learn more at aarp.org/credit for caring. Paid for by AARP.
Water heater not heating? Call Alltech Services and we'll guarantee same-day installation of a new water heater. Or we'll put you up in a hotel that night for free. Visit callalltech.com for details. All seasons, all systems, Alltech.
It's Vince. Feeling fearful about dental work? Sleep on it. I'm with Chrissy, the clinical coordinator at the Cascade Center for Dental Health. Chrissy, can you tell us how you help fearful patients?
At Cascades, we understand dental anxiety and are proud to offer sedation dentistry. From gentle relaxation to full general anesthesia, with our in-house board-certified anesthesiologist, we have an option to keep just about anyone comfortable and relaxed throughout their procedure. With over 20 years of experience, Dr. Ruparelli has perfected the art of sedation dentistry, and our entire team remains committed to continuous learning so we can deliver the best possible treatment, all in a welcoming and judgment-free environment.
Thank you, Chrissy. If dental fear has kept you from dental care, what about the sedation option that's right for you at Cascades? Fear and discomfort and wake up ready to smile. Call 866-25-SLEEP. That's 866-25-SLEEP. Or visit Cascades1.com. That's Cascades1.com.
Coming up, the 8 o'clock hour, deportations have begun. We'll speak with Jenny Terr at the New York Post. And what's it like in this new White House? We'll talk to Peter Doocy, Fox News, next.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington, a Cumulus media station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9.
News now.
WMAL News at 8. Good morning, everyone. I'm John Matthews. President Trump has pardoned 2 former D.C. police officers who were convicted in the death of 20-year-old Karan Hilton Brown back in 2020.
Officer Terrence Sutton and Officer Andrew Zabowski were chasing Brown for riding a scooter without a helmet when he was hit and killed by a car. And prosecutors said the duo did not take witness statements and sent the driver of the striking car away. Now, this September, Officer Sutton was sentenced to more than 5 years in prison, and Officer Zabowski was sentenced to 4 years.
7 News' Megan Clark. Neither officer served any time as their cases were being appealed. Police union officials argue that neither officer should have been criminally charged and that discipline should have been handled internally by the police department. Federal workers who work as DEI officers in federal agencies are all now on paid leave pending their eventual layoffs, as President Trump ordered diversity, equity, and inclusion programs to be eliminated in an executive order this week. Jonathan Lovitz, a senior advisor under former President Biden, telling 7 News.
This is going to shove people like me, an openly gay public servant, as political appointee. How many of us are not going to return to government and come back to serve in the future because our lives and livelihoods may be at stake?
President Trump and critics of DEI programs and initiatives argue they discriminate against white people. An executive order by President Trump ordering the Justice Department to go after local officials who refuse to cooperate with federal immigration cases is getting pushed back.
They don't get to define cooperating any way they want to. Whatever cooperating means has to be legal.
Montgomery County Executive says the county attorney is taking a look. At the same time,
And, I made it clear that the immigrants I've talked to that he's not going to be able to stand between the police, federal police, and ICE agents If they come here, we don't have the ability to do that.
Elwood says that would be interfering with the carrying out of an executive order. Barbara Britt, WMAL and WMAL.com.
In Baltimore, Mayor Brandon Scott's not offering much of a pushback either.
I am not the President of the United States. I can't control ICE, and the President can send his agents to do as he pleases as the commander of them. And for us, my hope is that the focus remains on violent folks.
Scott does say Baltimore's police will not be focusing on enforcing federal immigration law. He'll leave that to the feds. Your wait's finally over. The National Zoo opens its doors tomorrow for the entire world to meet new pandas, Bao Li and Qing Bao.
They're lovable, they're cute. The early reviews have been unbearably adorable for those lucky enough to have a sneak peek, as some members did. What to expect: a smart, curious, and cautious female in Qing Bao. Plus,
Bao Li, who's the male, is friendly and outgoing and loves his keepers and loves to play and romp in the yard.
NSU Deputy Director Stephanie Brinley told 7 News you're advised to reserve free entry and paid parking passes through the zoo's website in advance. After 7:30 ceremony tomorrow morning, the zoo opens at 8 a.m. to the public. Scott WMAL.
The Dow futures are up 63 points at this hour. NASDAQ futures down 104. Sports, the Commanders return to practice ahead of Sunday's NFC Championship game against the Eagles. DC now a 6.5-point underdog in that game. College hoops, American tops Lehigh. Navy beats Boston University. George Washington falls to the University of Massachusetts. Up next, traffic and weather as O'Connor and Company continues on WMAL.
The Washington, D.C. Auto Show is back again at the Washington Convention Center, Friday, January 31st through February 9th, and WMAL has your tickets to attend. Register to win yours today at WMAL.com/contests.
You want certainty your home will sell? This is Larry with a message from Debbie, Sarah, and Reynolds and Power Home Team with Keller Williams. Debbie and Sarah have developed exclusive home seller programs that simply cannot be offered by other agents. As a result, they net their sellers 6.1% more and sell their homes twice as fast than the average agent. The Wall Street Journal recognized these results, and they've ranked Reynolds and Power Home Team the #1 team for families served in the D.C. metro area for the past 10 years. They're so confident in their services that if your home doesn't sell, Debbie and Sarah will buy it at a price agreeable to you. That's their guarantee. Just ask the Ford family, who were on the market with another agent for 99 days with no luck. They called Debbie and Sarah, and after only 2 days on the market, they received a full-price cash offer on their home. Call Reynolds and Power Home Team now to guarantee your home sale at 844-344-SOLD. That's 844-344-SOLD, or visit DebbieHasTheBuyers.com.
This is Mark Levin for St. Joseph's Roofing. If you're looking for a company to handle any roof repair, replacement, or insurance claim, put your faith and trust in St. Joseph's Roofing.
St. Joseph's Roofing. Put your faith in us. SJRoof.com.
WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the 5s, Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
270, latest problem is the vehicle fire activity south of 109 on the southbound side of 270. We're jammed out of Urbana. Get a little bit of a break and then solid Germantown into Gaithersburg. Had an accident and a broken down there. They're moving that to the shoulder. 355, unfortunately, southbound. If you're using that as an alternate, we have a crash south of 27 Ridge Road before 118. DC 295 northbound remains closed north of Burroughs Avenue with accident cleanup. Had the overturned vehicle there. Southbound side is about recovering. The long-standing crash at the 11th Street Bridge finally cleared. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
This afternoon, your mix of sun, clouds, temperatures finally get above freezing, but just barely. Forecasting highs between 32 and 37. Even though it will be about 10 degrees warmer, quote unquote, than yesterday, we're still going to be below our seasonal average of 45 degrees. We see temperatures get back into the 40s starting Sunday and trending dry. No rain or snow chances in the extended forecast. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Landry.
Right now it is 5 in Haymarket, 4 in Albany, 15 at Reagan National. I'm John Matthews on News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
8:06 is our 4th hour here of 4 hours of your morning show, America's morning show. And if you missed any of it, well, listen, I understand you slept in. I would if I could. Why don't you subscribe to our podcast, download them, and then you can catch up to all of the things you missed. Coming up in 30 minutes, you don't want to miss this. Peter Ducey, Fox News Channel. And you certainly don't want to miss Mercedes Schlack all morning long. Good morning, Mercedes. Thanks for being here.
Good morning.
Do you wish you could have slept in this morning, too?
Yeah, I'm in desperate need of sleep. It's been a week, so I'm ready to catch up on sleep.
If Trump can't sleep, you don't have to.
I know.
Joining us right now is
I'm
also
trying to keep it together.
a tireless reporter who's also had a busy week because she covers the border immigration policy for the New York Post, and she is Jenny Terre. And, well, talk about promises made, promises kept. The deportations began of pre-filed criminals, Jenny Terre. Thanks for joining us today.
Of course, thanks for having me.
Lay out some of the people who were the first ones that Tom Homan and ICE focused on here for this initial wave.
Yeah, pretty simple first day. 308 arrests across the country. They didn't spare any sanctuary cities here. So it's Denver, Philly, Atlanta, Seattle, and Miami. And, they swept up migrant criminals. As Tom Homan had been saying, priorities were to get those who are target criminals in the United States and to also get these migrants who are here illegally who have final removal orders. So, that first tranche of arrests that ICE made under this administration, if you want to admit, a 22-year-old man from Tajikistan, very a country of concern for the entire Department of Homeland Security already. This individual was, picked up by ICE in Philly, and, his record went back to December 29 of last year. He was arrested for multiple crimes, including reckless endangering another person. He led cops during that. Was charged with reckless driving. You had others who were DUIs, you had child molesters, you had child rapists, you had murderers. This is just the beginning of this, effort, these mass deportations.
What about 4 miles exit?
We got for other agencies that are now, being helped, ensure that illegal immigration doesn't cause crime in this country. So day one, a lot of promises that Trump made, have been fulfilled.
Let me ask you this. We've also been looking at the executive order regarding sending troops down to the border, that being one of the plans as well, and the immediate deportation of the illegal crossers. Walk us through what that looks like. I know that they're saying, well, what are the troops going to do? Well, they're going to be assisting the Customs Border Patrol agents, but obviously the left goes crazy when they're talking about military at the border.
Right. Homeland administration, including the Biden administration, has deployed our troops to the border. They will have pretty much the same functions they've always had, just with larger numbers will be deployed, which will be there for logistical support, not for law enforcement duties, so far from what we've seen. So they'll be helping, with construction, they'll be assisting Border Patrol with their functions, with processing, but the tide has turned down there. The chains have already been stopped. Border Patrol agents are turning back everyone right now. All of my sources have said it has immediately changed to where migrants in very small numbers right now are crossing. But the process is not catch and release anymore. It's catch and release. They're taking everyone back to Mexico. They're not giving people the opportunity to claim asylum, to claim fear, which is what we've seen. I mean, I was at an airport yesterday, and you usually see a lot of migrants there waiting for their flight. And just a few were there. And those were the ones that actually got in under the wire. This administration, before the Biden administration, or the Trump administration, said we're not paroling anymore. These are not parolees. And same time, those guys are running scared still. And the individuals that I met in Chicago this week, migrants who are there, are also running scared. A lot of them are saying they're not leaving the house, they're in hiding.
No, hold them both. I'll get around here before we get there.
They were thankful for President Biden. They were open about that. They knew that if he let them in, allowed them to stay. But Trump is definitely changing things around immediately.
We're speaking with Jenny Kerr of the New York Post, and Jenny, listen, obviously this was good. It was important that it was so public. There were cameras involved, reporters involved. Obviously, you were notified and/or embedded in a lot of this. That was just get the message out there so that people know, okay, you might be deported too. Maybe you should just head back on your own, sort of self-deportation. But beyond that part of this, I hate to be that guy, but 300 is nothing compared to the, 10, 11, 12, maybe more million. What about the broader aspects of this? I think Mr. Homan said that he's got 1 million criminals, or maybe upwards to 1 million, who are criminals, who are the first ones on the target list. How long is it going to take if it's only 300 in one day?
Sure. Well, I think what the Trump administration is hoping to do is they're hoping to get more resources, be able to carry out this mass deportation. Because, like you said, currently the numbers are too low to make any big impact with the amount of people who are here illegally and who are criminals here illegally. So, it's going to take congressional funding for that. For example, they will need more detention space. There are a number of facilities that the Biden administration has closed, including Bureau of Prisons facilities that were holding illegal migrants on behalf of ICE. They also closed the Family Detention Centers, one of the largest in San Antonio. They have a facility in California that currently holds maybe 1 or 2 illegal migrants because it's still under COVID orders due to an outdated lawsuit. The Trump administration is going to have to make waves on that. It's the biggest thing. It's the biggest thing.
Going around.
You're going to leave it there, James here. You're going to be very busy covering ICE, covering the Border Patrol, covering the Department of Homeland Security with the mandate that the Trump administration had. But that's a good kind of busy, and we're looking forward to your dispatches as we always do. Thank you, Jenny.
Thank you.
Also, Pete Buttigieg is out of work costume. I want to catch up with him. I know that you're always... You remember, she was just walking her dog when Pete Buttigieg was hitting...
Oh, stop in the right lane.
When Pete was walking his dog, she pulled out her camera and said, why haven't you got
Right, was chest feeding. That would have been...
Yeah, that would have been really awkward, somebody...
Jersey wall on the left.
Lactating. 15. So we go home traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First on the Vice, it's always a letdown. Jamie Whitten is in the...
Gonna be tight with them in that right lane.
Excuse me?
You heard me.
All right, 295. You're hearing me now. Everything has been reopened just moments ago. 295 northbound. Traffic released where it had been closed for over an hour with the overturned vehicle crash north of Burroughs Avenue. I know
Be tight here too, but you should be over top of the wall.
traffic north of the 11th Street Bridge, but that's the scoop up ahead. You should start to see some movement. Now the problem we're dealing with is on the George Washington Parkway for the crash northbound at the overlooks, and on the northbound direction during the rush hour, there's only one lane there. So they're trying to get traffic using one of the southbound lanes. It's really complicated. Have patience. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WNAL Stormwide 7 forecast.
We're in the middle of this cold spell, of course, this Siberian Arctic cold spell, but the cold alert should be over around 10, 11 a.m. Then it's going to get back to a little bit of normal, partly cloudy. Not warm per se, but our highs will be around 37, which is certainly better than the last several days. Tonight, clear to partly cloudy skies with an overnight low of about 24. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with highs reaching 40 degrees. Saturday, highs getting up to 42. And by Sunday, we're looking at highs that could get close to 50 degrees. Right now, 16 degrees at 8:16.
WNAL.
Making sense of the news. Live from the Home Paramount Pest Control Studios.
Home Paramount, the leader in pest control since 1939.
It's 8:17 now with Larry and Mercedes, and you don't want to kick somebody while they're down here at Mercedes, but as you know, Kamala Harris is out of work.
Jersey wall at the top.
She's got nothing to do to poor thing. She probably is sort of peddling a book deal.
Need both lanes to make a turn.
So what's the point of buying it? She might get an advance maybe in a minute or two, because that's what happens. But we're now seeing some unrest over in Team Kamala here that the Daily Mail is reporting, and it has to do with her marital relationship with her husband, Doug. According to the Daily Mail, Kamala Harris blames Doug Emhoff in great part to her loss in the general election, and she's contemplating divorce.
That's so sad.
It is sad.
Well, she kind of divorced herself from Joe Biden, so, you know, why not just...
Well, she
why are
did,
they
and she
blaming
did.
Doug Emhoff for her loss? That's just so pathetic. I mean, she was a horrible candidate.
You know what the other way looks like?
Absolutely terrible candidate. But then you've got these stories about Doug Emhoff cheating on his wife with a nanny and impregnating the nanny and then having to do a non-disclosure agreement with the nanny.
Yeah, but Kamala knew all of that. Like, she married into that. She was very well aware of it.
Did she know that he took a swing at and punched a girlfriend back there in Cannes, which was widely reported and actually the victim of his...
To me, can I be honest, like...
6 miles left on Walker Road.
I'm so sorry. I just don't see it. Like, for Kamala to put the blame on Doug...
But in her mouth, you know, this is Kamala Harris. She can do no wrong. She's a transcendent political figure, don't you know? She deserved to be in the White House. It was her turn, after all.
Which raises the bigger question of, you know, what was the relationship based on? Was it
Probably be stuck on Route 7.
You know, love and God being in the center, or was it based on power? You know, and the fact that...
I just can't believe they said they brought us this way.
Else, but look, it's your private life. Like, I don't really want to get involved in it.
I told her to send me the back way that she's already done it. She says, I'll put it in. I requested the fastest route. Whatever they do.
The problem with all of that, and you're right, personal life, none of our business. However, they made their marriage, and Doug
on the right, blind curve.
Alpha Beta husband.
Right pocket. Couple more coming at you.
The interview he did with Jen Psaki.
Has called a wife guy, a proud wife guy.
Yeah, that blind curve here in the straight. I'm coming to another blind curve. I can't stop them. There's too many.
Dad was like this, and to me, it's the right thing to do. You know, support women.
Yeah, they just don't look good.
Support women.
They used him as sort of tried to redefine manhood around being a guy like Doug Emhoff. Meanwhile,
hole on the right after the blind curve, another four-wheeler coming at you.
Walls and his, every time I see J.D. Vance as the vice president, I think, good God, can you imagine Tim Walz?
Another one coming down the hill.
So bizarre. It just gets more bizarre by the minute.
Yeah.
And they were such an awkward couple of the things you would say. I mean, we're like, our country was spared. Our country was spared of the craziness of Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
And Tim Walz's wife, since we're talking about spouses.
Stop him.
Okay, so I need to be with me and practice with me. What are we going to do? We're going to turn. We're going to do it again.
Oh, God.
Larry, if you ever run for office and I'm on your campaign team, I'd never let you say anything like that. I know.
Or Meredith, for that matter.
Yeah, or Meredith.
And by the way, I love that Kamala Harris is trying to look, okay, whose fault is this, instead of actually looking at the woman in the mirror. You want to start blaming people. Hold on, let's not forget, the day that Kamala Harris launched her final week of her campaign, where she did the big rally in Washington, D.C., with the White House in the backdrop. She's doing that big rally on the mall, on the Ellipse, and right over her shoulder, in that building, in the White House, Joe Biden is saying...
Two coming at you.
Is calling Donald Trump's supporters garbage. Maybe that might have been something that Kamala should be looking at.
True. They're going to be pointing fingers at everybody. That's what they're going to be doing.
And like I said, let's look in the mirror.
The blind right down here.
Let's not forget, this is an example of her brilliant
Guardrail on the right.
She is in the middle of a rally, leading the
stack of four coming at you at 5. quite a long line.
Let's vote! Let's get out the 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 vote!
Oh, give that woman a glass of wine. Give that woman a glass
Oh,
of
one, all right.
wine.
Thousands of people have been brought in by the campaign managers or the campaign staff. Where do you get that kind of loyalty? Republican campaign people are throwing the candidate under the bus during the campaign, let alone after they lose.
Coming at you, boys, all right.
Not one of them will come out and say, yeah, she could have been better. Not even.
Yeah.
And she was awful.
Awful. Like the worst.
Whole line.
It goes from bad to worse.
It is, it's 8:23 right now on my clock, and that also tells me it's time to tell you about my friends Debbie, Sarah, and Reynolds and Power Home Team with Keller Williams to get a second opinion on selling your home. It could put thousands more in your pocket. You want to call the real estate agent like Debbie and Sarah and Reynolds and Power Home Team because the real estate agent you choose really matters. Debbie and Sarah set themselves apart from other realtors. They've got exclusive results-driven home seller programs and are superior in the real estate industry. They specialize in selling homes fast and for top dollar. Debbie and Sarah have over 16,700 buyers that are pre-screened and qualified in their buyers and waiting program. More buyers equals more offers, which means more money. It's that simple, really. I'm so confident in their services that if your home doesn't sell, Debbie and Sarah will buy it at a price agreeable to you, guaranteed. Call them now, 844-344-SOLD, 844-344-SOLD.
I hate telling them this shit.
CashTheBuyers.com.
Men, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction or PE, True Vitality Medical Center gets your sex life back in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough medical treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? True Vitality Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. Patients see instant results on their first visit.
True Vitality Medical Center's breakthrough treatments restore your sex life regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. Plus, you'll see Plus, qualified patients get their test. 703-637-1222. 703-637-1222. To regain your sex life in just one visit, call now. 703-637-1222.
825, now WMAL traffic and weather every 10 minutes. First,
Of course, the bus crawled up my ass, so I can't see a thing behind me now.
Still very busy, Larry, but some positive news. The George Washington Parkway, the crash northbound in that single lane near the overlooks before 123, they were able to clear it to that tight shoulder. We're jammed near the Key Bridge, but that's the scoop there. We have a lot of bailout traffic taking 66 west through
Coming at you in the blind, right?
295, it's about recovering each direction between Chevrolet and the 11th Street Bridge, both north and southbound.
You get into the straight, you're coming at you, some poles and stuff on the right.
We're still with the crash south of 197 and 270. We had the car fire south of 109. That's now all contained to the shoulder. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com.
More poles on the right, more traffic.
It's another frigid morning with temperatures in the single digits and teens. Will remain under a cold alert through 10 a.m. Now this afternoon, under a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures finally get above freezing, but just barely. Forecasting highs between 32 and 37.
Good bit more coming at you.
It'll be about 10 degrees warmer, quote unquote, than yesterday. We're still going to be below our seasonal average of 45 degrees. We see temperatures get back into the 40s starting Sunday and trending dry. No rain or snow chances in the extended forecast. I'm 7 News meteorologist Ivy Whalen.
It's still 16 degrees right now at 826.
This report is sponsored by Millwood. Wants to make a positive impact on our community in 2020.
Two coming over top the hill.
Go to Millwood, donating expense free.
You got a whole big old line coming at you.
Millwood.org/radio.
Tune into WMAL on Saturdays at 5:30 a.m. for the All-American Book Club Show with political veteran Eden Gordon Hill. Explore ideas and stories not driven by the mainstream media agenda as pro-America books and authors from around the country are featured each week. Eden Gordon Hill arms her listeners with the knowledge and insight.
There's that one we did, still not done.
Our freedoms. So tune in Saturdays at 5:30 a.m. on 105.9 FM, the WMAL app, or online at WMAL.com.
Tony Esquire, Slater, Shulman, LLP, Attorney Advertising is responsible for this ad.
Attention, former childhood residents of juvenile detention centers in Maryland. If you were housed at either Charles Hickey School, Backbone Mountain Youth Center, Thomas Waxter Detention Center, Cheltenham Youth Detention Center, or any other juvenile detention center at any time in the past and were a victim of sexual abuse, now is the
Line left off the bridge, coming at you.
Substantial financial compensation. The Maryland Department of Juvenile Services faced complaints about rampant sexual abuse for decades and failed to protect youth inmates in these facilities. If you were housed at a Maryland youth facility,
Civilian family leads to many places, all covered by WAPA. WAPA offers fully portable group
Tree on the right.
insurance for current and former
More coming at him.
This coverage answers whatever life brings, with benefits that follow wherever service calls.
Another one.
WAPA. 4 fans, 5 fans.
Water heater not heating? Call Alltech Services and
Line right. More coming at you.
of a new water heater. Or we'll put you up in a hotel that night for free. Visit Call Alltech
Another one coming.
for details. All seasons, all systems,
I don't know what the last one was. It was gray, little 4-wheeler, and then it's clear.
This August, we'll be joined by Kevin and Sam Sorbo, Alan West, Joe Conchick, Thomas, and
Hey, as soon as you get out of that curve, I got one stop in the straight.
for all the details.
Interest rate cuts have arrived, but don't be fooled. The fate of fixed income securities is increasingly shaped by broader market dynamics than just Fed actions. Every week, the Wise Investor Show discusses the latest financial trends and what investors need to know. Want to navigate this new era of Fed policy and make smarter investment choices? Listen to RaymondJames.com/The Wise Investor Group, or find us on your favorite podcast.
Trees hanging off the power line on the right. Pole before the light.
We know the mood is different here in the country and certainly
clear.
in Washington, D.C., but what about the mood actually in the West Wing? In the press.
Let me know when you're coming through the light. The sun's in my eyes.
Fox News Channel. They'll know. They'll tell us next.
WMAL-FM, Woodbridge, Washington. Curious Media Station.
Making sense of the news.
News Talk 105.9.
News now.
WMAL News at 8.
Pole on the right.
Everyone, I'm John Matthews. A new wildfire erupting in the Los Angeles area is prompting.
It has extended into Ventura County. People around here definitely nervous, definitely scared. This fire is 0% contained. This fire prompted the evacuation of local schools. And from the ground and air, more than 4,000 firefighting personnel are battling wind-driven fire.
Fox News President President Trump is heading to L.A. to inspect the fires tomorrow. The president will be traveling with emergency response topping his agenda, he tells Fox's Hannity.
Tree on the right up here.
First stop. Because those people were treated very badly by Democrats. And I'm stopping there. We're going to get that.
Nothing I can do for you. Too much coming.
Suffering from months ago. And then I'm going to go to California.
The president has not said whether he'll meet with Governor Gavin Newsom. This will be a neat trick if you're a regular commuter through that area, but the Virginia Department of Transportation wants you to avoid the northbound Beltway in the Tysons area. That's the inner loop from tomorrow night at 9 through the entire weekend. Work crews will install steel girders for a new express lane ramp that for about a 3-mile stretch on the northbound 495 between Route 7 and north of the Dulles Toll Road. There will be numerous lane and ramp closures, too many to mention. VDOT says it cannot do this work without causing a major disruption. The Dow futures up 25 points, NASDAQ futures down 109. Sports, the Commanders return to practice ahead of Sunday's NFC Championship game against the Eagles. The line is now 6.5 points underdog for the Commanders. College hoops, American, Navy both win. George Washington loses. Traffic and weather next.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're...
Take a look at this one on the left. I'm sure we'll be here too.
Call now. 800-575-4954. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-4954. That's 800-575-4954. positions for real people.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them. They have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go. And that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter. President Trump has a solution to help America's working families.
I will support a tax credit for family caregivers who take care of a parent or a loved one. It's about time that they were recognized.
Family caregivers spend thousands to keep their older loved ones at home, making it harder to pay their bills. Working families can't afford to wait. Congress, support the caregiver tax credit. Learn more at aarp.org/credit for caring. Paid for by AARP.
Hey, it's Vince. Honor, respect, and trust your roof to Valor this winter. If you're nervous, wondering how your roof would hold up during our most recent snowstorm, then you need to call Valor right now at 8383-VALOR. Tell them Vince sent you, and Valor will honor 50% off all materials, plus get their all-inclusive Valiant lifetime warranty. Just use code VINCE when you call to set your free estimate. Call 833-83-VALOR. Again, that's 833-83-VALOR, or visit valorhome.com.
This report is sponsored by Regency Furniture. Affordable never looked so good.
Shop Regency Furniture's
That right there is never a good time.
50% off all furniture, plus an extra 20% off. Plus, choose free delivery or Regency pays your sales tax. We have financing for all credit types, so you can upgrade now. Regency Furniture's Winter Super Sale, happening now.
WMAL traffic and weather, Jamie Whitten in the Hadid Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
Virginia, northbound 28, watch for crash activity before you get to I-66 right near New Braddock Road. The northbound George Washington Parkway, that followed from the Key Bridge to the overlooks. That crash has been cleared to that tight shoulder. DC 295 each direction between the 11th Street Bridge and 50, the BW Parkway slows, trying to recover from 2 separate accidents, both gone. 270, it's been a busy morning. Currently incidents out of the travel lanes. Volume into Hyattstown, Gaithersburg, and now as we push out of Rockville onto the spur. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
This afternoon, temperatures
Not sure what street this is on.
past 2 days with highs in the low to mid 30s. So yes, it's still going to be colder than average, but at least temperatures moving in the right direction.
There is a circle back here. You should be, it'll be a little tight, but you should be able to turn around.
Highs between 34 and 40.
I see the house down there, but it just doesn't look like you can get to it on this street.
Right now it is 12 in Falls Church, 13 in Cheverly, 16
Now let's go out and look. That's probably why he's parked down there.
News Talk 105.9 WMAL.
105.9 FM and streaming worldwide on the WMAL app.
O'Connor and Company.
8:37 now on O'Connor Company. It's Larry O'Connor with Mercedes Schlapp. In 30 minutes, we hand it off to Chris Pine. You having a good Thursday with us, Mercedes? For this busy
So
week?
far, so good. We're almost back. We've gone through so much information. It's a new era.
It is a new era.
It's a new information era.
Your nation's capital under new management. Joining us right now is Peter Newsy of Fox News Channel. His job stays the same.
The driveway's down here. I don't even know if I can make it. We'll find out.
How you doing? Thanks for having me. Good, thank you. Listen, you're going to continue as the White House Chief White House correspondent for Fox News, right?
Unfortunately, lumber truck's here first.
Yeah. Senior Justice Senior. It just means you're older than the other ones who are doing it. Obviously, the relationship is going to be a little bit different than it was with Karine Jean-Pierre. Do you already feel that right now with the new comms team?
Is it off another street?
Well, I would say that it seems like the new comms team has a much lower resting heart rate than the Biden team, at least from the beginning. And I think that the difference to notice is they kind of take their cues from the boss. The boss gets on Whereas the communications professionals who work
You go ahead and go up to that circle and turn back around and go to the end of the street. You're probably not going to bring your truck down here. If anything, they're going to have to get dropped at the end of the driveway. And you're probably going to have to pull me out of the driveway.
So where you at?
Right down the street in front of the lumber truck. Just go up to the traffic. There's a circle at the end of where you're at. It's small, but you should be able to get turned around.
I think that's actually a verifiable fact. I'm not expecting that question, but I was inside and it just became less and less and less until the dinner end. It was a very
So, Peter, you covered
Just go up there, turn around, and I'll be back if I can get back.
the second Trump White House. How's it different?
You know, I think that he took what to expect. They went in there with more plan than in the beginning, where it's the first time he got down and then all the time, and they were like, okay, well, what do we do? But this time they went in there, the first meeting, they had a huge
They had a Bobcat, that's it.
like, okay, we're not going to wait for coverage. We're going to do what we can do from here. They told them to nothing off, but
The problem is, the top of the driveway is nothing but ice, and now I'm stuck.
So, I think the biggest difference.
There's some suggestion here, do you see, that there might be some changes to the makeup
Then,
of the room?
they have these giant fucking rocks,
The way these briefings are going
and yeah.
to take place.
All I got down here is Bobcats. I gotta get turned around and try to make it back up the driveway, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
Alternative media represented in a different briefing area. Have you gotten wind of any of that?
So when you get turned around in the circle, come back down to the end of the street, and we'll walk down here and take a look. But I know your truck's not coming down here.
That lumber truck, he's got a forklift on the back. With that Bobcat.
Yeah, he probably can't get me out with that thing. Not on that hill.
Are your colleagues up the aisle, you know, those channels that don't ratings that you guys get at Fox, are they quietly sort of, you know, looking at each other saying,
Yeah, ain't nothing but a sheet of fucking ice.
able to ask questions, we're getting coherent answers, they're not just flipping through a giant plastic tab book and reading
No
a
sight of
actually
kids
getting
in
I mean, they gotta love this.
No.
If you're like a TV reporter and your whole job is to tell people what's going on, and you have 90 seconds of the last day with the president, then actually having sound from the president is a good thing.
So I gotta ask you though, are they exhausted already? I mean, it is like day, where are we, day 3, day 4? I mean, this is a complete change from the Biden days.
It's a lot different. I don't know about it.
Yeah.
I haven't heard any complaints, but know that there's just a lot of
Get little deucer here. I want to talk to the dude.
She knows about all these changes, but that I think he would go days without but they would tell us in advance. He's not going to do anything. So that's the way that they wanted to lay it out. Whereas now,
There ain't no place to put my truck on that road.
Daily guidance ahead of time, just kind of all on standby. So here's the fire out.
Tell me where the lumber truck is. That's why I said you're gonna turn around and set the stop sign there on that side street.
Any other questions you'd love to ask of the former president?
I got turned around. I'm sitting at the stop sign.
Even Crenshaw
They usually going on that road.
So much happened on that last day. The pardons for the family.
Yeah, I should have fucking come down
They
here.
never had to answer any questions. What would you like to, if you could?
My biggest curiosity with Biden, and I'm sure that we'll get the answer from this bill. It's just been tough because this circle got smaller and smaller and smaller until it's just him and family. Like, who does he blame for his downfall? Does he blame? Or does he blame his own family putting him out there when ultimately they would have known that he probably didn't have enough to be the president until he was like 90?
Whose book do you want to read first?
I didn't book whoever writes it. They'll tell what's going on.
See, I want Jill's book. I mean, they might both be written. No. I want Jill's book. I feel like she's going to be the one who's in touch.
don't want to read any of their books, Larry. I think they're so pathetic. I think we need to move on, move forward. Yeah, turn the page. It's a new chapter. That's right.
I have heard that Joe Biden was not a very good note taker throughout his presidency, and that people were telling him you have to take better notes because if you want to write a book someday, we gotta know what's going on. Well, yesterday I held in my hand the letter that he left to Donald Trump, and his handwriting is really bad. So I think that might be part of it.
That's right. You were the one who said, hey, President Trump, look at the desk there. You might get a surprise. Well, that was a very cool, spontaneous moment, by the way.
Yeah, and he explained on Hannity, since he said that I can say it, he gave me the letter yesterday, and let me take a look at it. And so, happy to help with that little piece of history.
Deucey, go give little Deuce a hug there at the Doucette, because you've got a busy day ahead of you there. It's going to get busy.
Yes, I think while we were talking, something spilled on the ground, so I should probably go and address that.
You missed those days. Of course, what he's not telling you is that Peter's the one who did the spill. He's blaming it on the kid.
Hello.
All right, thanks, Peter. Take care. It's 8:44. We love the kids. Kids and dogs during an interview are my favorite things.
Totally the best.
Listen, managing rental property can be tough. I know. I used to rent my own home. It was a lot of headaches, and the tenants are oftentimes problematic. I can tell you stories, but I know who can help. Sheila Scholl. Sheila with Renters Warehouse DC Nova. She's the best. She's seen it all. Sheila's on the forefront of housing rules and regulations for all the local jurisdictions here. She explained to me that the first step to being a good property manager is to have qualified tenants, and that's what she's got. Renters Warehouse DC Nova, they have the experience to find you the right tenant. Then they'll collect the rent, handle inspections, maintenance coordination, late night phone calls. You just collect the checks. Make renting your home easy with Renters Warehouse DC Nova on your side. You've got a home or even a portfolio of homes to rent. Or if you recently inherited a home and you're not ready to sell it, moving out of the area and you don't want to sell, you want to maybe consider renting your home for extra income, find out how much your property will rent for. Get a free rental analysis, 571-517-1525, 571-517-1525, rwdcnova.com. 8:45, WMAL, traffic and weather every 10 minutes, first on the fives with Jamie Whitten and the Indeed Carpet Cleaning Traffic Center.
I'm happy to say we're all in this together this morning. So, Larry, we've had a lot of commuters sitting in delays. Glad that we are all listening together. Out of Kensington, we're still at the crash cleanup on Connecticut Avenue. Southbound as you come up to that merge with University Boulevard before Pliers Mill Road. So follow police direction there. Outer loop of the Beltway still really solid as you merge off of 95 most of the way to 270. Inner loop slows you come out of Bethesda past Connecticut Avenue to the Wilson Bridge. We're still holding with those delays before 210. George Washington Parkway crash northbound near the overlooks. That was cleared to that tight shoulder, so we're still creeping along back near the Key Bridge. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Storm Watch 7 forecast.
We remain under alert through 10 o'clock this morning for these very low temperatures in the single digits and teens. This afternoon, though, temperatures will be about 10 degrees higher than the past 2 days, with highs in the low to mid 30s, with a little bit of a southwesterly breeze. So yes, it's still going to be colder than average, but at least temperatures moving in the right direction. Overnight lows between 18 and 24, and then tomorrow to round out the week, highs between 34 and 40, and we're in the 40s heading into the day Sunday and 50s next week. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Whalen.
Still sitting here at 16 degrees right now at 8:47.
This is Vince. Next Generation Banking by FVC Bank connects your company to financial platforms for valuable business insights. Find out how at fvcbank.com. That's fvcbank.com.
News and weather are brought to you by WEPA.
My friends swim no matter the season, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can sometimes take me out of the moment. Now, thanks to Skyrizi and Clear Skin, count me in. With Skyrizi, Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are
Also tell crackhead Richie, especially 747, says hi.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions and an increased risk of infections or a lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check for infection.
While you're at it,
infection or symptoms such as fever, sweats, chills, muscle aches, or pain. If you can't recently received a vaccine,
747 for that tornado rally says hi.
and that means everything. Ask your doctor today about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more. This is the story of a woman who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise,
Once you said it, you would like to testify to the rock stadium.
which is why when it's time to
747 says hi, thank you.
they turn to Granger. With easy access to 1 million plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call thegranger.com or just stop by. Granger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms were come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. And I got so I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit NoTimeToWait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers.
Indoctrination have you frustrated with Virginia government schools? Learn how you can fight back. Join me at the annual Ed Reform Virginia School Choice Week event, February 1st from 12 to 2 p.m. in Arlington. Visit schoolchoiceva.com for event details. Get the perspective of an independent CFO with FVC Bank's online Business Insights platform. This is Vince, and I'm here to tell you that FVC Bank has rolled out the red carpet for its customers by providing the most modern online financial platforms to help your business grow. Business Insights gives FVC Bank business customers cash flow insights, benchmarking, and much more. Go to FVCbank.com. That's FVCbank.com. Remember FDIC. Miss anything? Don't worry, we've got you covered. Get today's breaking news on the Vince Colonnade Show, weekdays 3 to 6, right here on WMAL.
It's 8:50 now as we wrap things up here on O'Connor and Company and prepare for the Chris Plant Show. Mercedes, yesterday we had Brent Bozell on the show. He's talked about the pardon that his son received to the events of January 6th. So it was really kind of cool. And then last night, we got this news. He is taking a job with the new administration. Brent Bozell, the man who created and founded and has run Media Research Center for 37 years now. He will be the CEO of the United States Agency for Global Media, which of course, obviously, what is the United States Agency for Global Media?
Well, they have a bunch of bureaus underneath them, including Voice of America, which we know Carrie Lake will be heading up. And in essence, he'll make sure that the America First message is out the globe. So it is working with journalists who have been there for quite some time.
You're making it all the way to Oklahoma today.
Under Trump got into there was a lot of issues going on with that, where they was being attacked.
Okay, well, we're back here. It's kind of crowded there, but I'll let you know you're headed this way.
Senators who it's not like you're under the Secretary of State or something like that. So it's going to be interesting. I think Brent Bozell is such a talent. He's so wicked smart, and I think he will understand how to maneuver not only the Senate, but also ensuring that they can spread this message of Trump's America First, prosperity, and peace across the globe message.
He is very smart. He understands the media. He knows the media. He knows messaging. And he's a patriot.
Okay, well, you guys
It's 8:52.
A better life with Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
Are trampolines safe? Ask just about any doctor, especially an ER doctor, and the answer is probably the American Academy of Pediatrics issued a policy statement strongly recommending that kids and teens do not use recreational trampolines. That's because an estimated 100,000 children are injured on trampolines every year in the United States. Some of these injuries are serious, head and neck injuries or even damage to internal organs. Now, if you are going to let your kids hop up on a trampoline, they're going to be safest if they are jumping by themselves. And if they forego any fancy tricks as well, like flips or somersaults, you also want to inspect the trampoline to make sure there's no holes, that the pads aren't worn out, that there's no hooks or springs sticking out, and that there's netting all around. I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta. Helping you to live better life.
Whether you're tinkering in your office or taking on big projects, if you know the value of working with humans, you know Harbor Freight. Then you can become a you can help tools and process that just as hard as you do. Because the only more satisfying is a job well done, well on your budget. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Millions of Americans take medicine like Ozempic and Zepbound. Many of them are overpaying by thousands of dollars a year. These GLP-1 medications for diabetes, GoodRx helps you save every month on prescriptions at over 70,000 pharmacies nationwide. Best of all, it's free to use. Check GoodRx to save on GLP-1s. Just go to GoodRx.com/GLP. That's GoodRx.com/GLP. GoodRx is not insurance. License and insurance
And to enhance your outdoor living space for more family fun and entertaining, it's Chris from Fletcher Home, who specialize in building beautiful outdoor living spaces. Let Fletcher Home build you a brand new deck, patio, or screened-in porch for your family's enjoyment. Connect with Fletcher Home today, ask for the Chris Special, and receive 20% off your outdoor living project. Visit FletcherHome.com. That's FletcherHome.com.
It's 8:55 WMA. Weather every 10 minutes. First on the fives with Jim
Signal lights are dark. Say what? 29 inside the Beltway, Colesville Road. Let's see, it's going to be the light at Dale Drive. And they're going to get police there to direct through that intersection. So coming off the Beltway, that's why you have to have extra patience and deep breaths there to get through that intersection. Please use caution. Remember, the Beltway is still solid, 95, most of the way to 270. Caution on 212. Powder Mill Road is south of Cherry Hill Road. Virginia Beltway, just on the block, still 380 incidents. Now from GarageDoorRepair.com, the WMAL Stormwatch 7 forecast.
Relentless cold finally going to start easing its grip over the next few days. Now this morning, still tracking those temperatures in the single digits in teens, so watch for those icy spots. Heading into the afternoon, a mix of sun and clouds and high temperatures for the first time since Sunday actually get above the 32-degree mark in most locations. Still going to be cold though in the mid-30s this afternoon, and then temperatures fall out of the
Audio checker is working. 747 says that.
tomorrow, highs between 34 and 40. We're dry for the weekend and finally a little warmer by Sunday. I'm 7 News meteorologist Eileen Lamb.
52 in the Whispering Pines. Good morning. 747. Receive your message.
Furniture, bring your style to life. Style your own from Furniture's Blizzard of Sales.
The Whispering Pines. Did you say you're in the Maryland?
Financing, but hurry, this storm of savings won't last long. Shop Marlowe Furniture in-store or online today.
Ever talk to a hotel who regrets not dealing with their teeth, taking care of them over the course of their life? We all have. This is Vince, and I'm telling you, dental health issues are going to your overall health. Do not wait to start a healthier lifestyle. You can overcome your fear of the dentist with sedation dentistry at the Cascade Center for Dental Health. You see, everybody is totally different, so there is a sedation option that will fit perfectly just for you. They have a highly trained team of dental experts who can handle even the most complex cases. For some people, going to the dentist is scary. It shouldn't be. It should be a very relaxed experience, and that's what Cascades specializes in. They've got 3 locations, one in Sterling, one in Burke, and now one in Centerville. They all offer the same great experience. So what are you waiting for? Make that.
Yeah, it's just freaking traffic out here, man. It's bumper to bumper out here in Houston, man. I'm not sure what's going on. You know, I can't figure out if this is just daily traffic out here or there's an accident. I'm not sure. You know, I'll never come out here.
This is important news. Did you know the IRS's program specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts in optimal tax relief. The most trusted tax resolution program.
Diesel wagon and a bowl of time. made out your signal. You're doing about 3 pounds, but you got a signal. I hear you, but it's kind of in and out.
IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Call today. Free confidential consultation. 800-908-1755. Some restrictions apply. For complete details.
That's right. Easy out here in Houston, Texas with the waves. I'm out here in the Cactus State. I'm in the Lone Star. I'm out here in Houston. Sam Houston. Mr. Sam Houston out here in the big Lone Star getting down.
I couldn't be away from you, Brenda.
Yeah, come on, Detroit. You said just to let you know, and then I heard 10-4. Can you repeat that? Yeah, way out there. Oh, copy that. You said I sounded good clear audio. Appreciate that. 299. Appreciate hearing that from Detroit, Michigan. Mr. 299 out there in Detroit getting down out here in Houston. Come on.
Nip in the air. That's not a reference to sea. No, it's not. We got that going. We got Joe McDonald. Joe.
Yeah, 10-4. Oh, I do a good
cautious, and very curious, very, very smart, and loves to climb trees.
Traffic and weather.
Make sense of the whole process. Making sense of your
Yeah, I'm hearing somebody out there. I'm not sure who that is, though. I'm not proud. I'm just going to third switch.
Alright, I gotta make some phone calls. Sorry to get to talk to you guys. I'm working at the construction site. Is all ice down here. We're gonna take a tractor. That ain't happening. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye bye.
Traffic, solid delays across the Teddy Roosevelt Bridge. The freeway still slow each direction, which puts the pressure